literally I just maximized the fucking big window. Don't put the little window back up there because it's like Boston is over Boston. It's really creepy.
For next week, please
just
God,
move it just move it to the other monitor. Move it to the other monitor on my laptop knobs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Asshole.
Smooches.
Smoochy woochy.
Alright, we're live on Twitch. Let's check YouTube.
Not trending. Give me subscriptions.
We're live on YouTube.
What the hell?
What's going on?
No, I just kind of looked over on the other desk over here, and there's it looked like it was sitting like this. I was like, oh, that looks like a check. It's a $2 refund check from Nationwide.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Why Nationwide's notorious for that? Like, there's a couple times where I've double paid because the next bill comes like, oh man, it's in with this one, so I just write a check, send it. Then I'll get a refund check. Let's just apply that to next month.
Especially the $2 one. Just put that on my account, guys.
Yeah.
It's like they're kind of hiding something that they don't want to hold your money.
Get that hot $2 interest. Alright, let's retweet this biz.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta go on Projector Hunt again here.
Projector Hunt.
Talking about TVs makes Nobs think of his projector.
Hey man, you gotta stay up on the technology here.
I don't know, but this site's like the best resource of all time ever.
Which one?
ProjectorCentral.com.
Projector Central. For all your projector needs.
Well, it's not so much needs, but it's just the resource of information that this thing gives you.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually look up a specific make and model, or even you're just kind of poking around with what they just reviewed, whatnot, but every spec sheet has its own particular throw calculator for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
For that specific model.
Like, that's as shitty as the internet is. I still like that. If you need to do some research for something, there's a website that cares about that specific thing to a really hardcore degree. Like 95% of people aren't going to care about throw distance calculators for specific projectors, but I really love that if you need it, that website has it.
Holy shit, that's really bad. Sorry, I just saw an image for the fucking floods in Texas.
Oh, they're all real bad.
Oh, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because all that moisture is just because the high is just kind of keeping that low right in place, and it is just like a whirly bird of a rain down there.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's moist in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh.
What? Why did that get a groan?
I don't know.
It was the getting up on the microphone that did it. It was the moist.
Oh, that was even worse.
Literally, that can't be all I fucking played.
I figured moist was far less absurd than wet.
Drenched.
Oh, yeah.
I could say Texas sploosh.
Nobs. Me and Jess have been on a Game of Thrones fucking tear this past week. We're up to this current season, episode 2.
That's about how when someone gets into Game of Thrones, how it goes.
Oh yeah,
I started when season 4 was over, and I'm like, all right, I got nothing
Let's check
to do
this
right
thing
now.
out.
Let's go. Next thing I know, I've been up for 3 days, and I'm up to current.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I mean, I did it with I watched season 1 when it aired, as it was airing. I was watching it, and then I was like, I really like this. Let's go read these books because I do love to read. Let's see what the books are like. Love the books so much more that between season 1 and season 2, I read every single book. And then I think I watched season 2 and 3 when they aired as well, and then I took a huge break. And then I watched season 4, and then that was while I was waiting for season 5 to come out, and then I didn't bother watching season 5 at all. And then like this past 2 weeks, it's just been like season 5 done, season 6 done, and now we're halfway through. Well, 2 episodes through season 7. So
Jeez.
yep.
Yeah. So show's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I say that show's really good. I mean, enough that I'm watching YouTube fan theory videos like on the reg.
You're all the way in the rabbit hole.
Oh, it's absurd. It's right up there with Star Wars fan theory stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the funny thing about this season coming out, and I've had little bits and pieces of this season spoiled for me, and that's what I loved after reading the books. Like between season 1 and 2, I went down that exact same rabbit hole, but with regards to the books. And the Jon Snow theory that came true this season was just like, that was a bunch of fans years and years ago putting that forward, and now they've actually got it revealed to them in the TV show, and it's just like, fucking hell, good on them for putting all those little pieces together.
Oh, I knew that was coming. I actually called that pretty early on. Like, I think season 3 is when I threw that theory out when we were watching with the coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, that makes no sense. I was like, huh? Of course, I came in after the season 6 finale. I was like, huh? Huh? Huh?
Not gonna lie, wept like a hungry, angry baby during the door moment from last season. I can say a phrase. Okay,
I like how Knobs is confusing. This is like the most famous scene from this show.
The door.
Oh, do you know it?
Hodor's name.
Oh, hold the door.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Really? I didn't find that all that sad. I was like, huh, alright, that makes sense.
Huh, interesting.
So Bran being a nosy nose body just caused Hodor to stroke out. So that sucks.
And permanently damaged this boy who was by all accounts very, very nice and very good. Caused him to have issues, and then in the future cost him his life.
I can't spoil that either right now, so for you. But no, I mean that literally had no bearing on it at all. I was more upset about the wolf dying than Hodor.
Oh yeah, me too. That bothered me. I think it was that.
What was that? What was that Shaggy Dog? Which one was that?
That was Summer. Shaggy
They
Dog
really
was
didn't go well for the names.
Nope.
Cosmic Storm 99 in chat is correct. September Games of Gold is really solid. Oxenfree is free on Xbox One.
So we missed it by a month.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got this month though, because Shadow Warrior was free on Steam for a day.
Yep.
Neat. What was I looking for before you distracted me with the door?
Projectors.
No, I was looking for a specific one and I lost it.
I don't know.
Fuck.
What else is September's games with gold?
The rest of them weren't that great. Let me look it up here. Games of Gold for September 2017. Forza 5, which is fine.
That's one I never bought, so that's interesting.
Hydro Thunder Hurricane for Xbox Live Arcade 360, and Battlefield 3, which is not good. Forza 5.
Don't diss Battlefield 3.
I have to say, if you've never played Oxenfree, go play that. If you haven't played Forza, if you haven't played any Forza games, Forza 5 is good.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm in the mood for that grind, though. I'm still grinding.
Forza 5, if I remember, was the introduction of Drivatars.
Yes, it was. It was. I think Forza 5 was the Xbox One release one, wasn't it?
That ruined Forza 5. Thankfully, they fixed Drivatars after that, but a lot of it was like 7 out of the 10 people racing here are Drivatars, and guess what happens on the very first turn?
They all smash into you.
Yeah.
Because
everyone is awful.
That's why I don't play online racing games.
Well, because for a while, I don't know, man. Some of them were really good. I'd have to say, like, the online racing community for Split Second was legit.
Yeah, but that's not as simmy as Forza is. You know, like if you all crash into the first corner on Split Second, like you're just playing the game.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it seemed like, man, I forgot to put the lock back in.
People wanted to play Split Second online, and they wanted to play it right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. especially when I took that big shortcut. Remember the one you had to do for the time trial?
Yeah.
Where eventually you figure that out. I took that shortcut and won a race, and everyone's like, "You were in like 8th place like a second ago."
You beat me by a minute and a half.
I was like, "Dude, I jumped the crane." They're like, "What?"
Who what?
I was like, "What? Did you guys not go after the time trial attack? Like, I'm waiting for you guys to blow this thing up for 2 laps."
Yeah, go through the burning building. Like, what are you guys doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Jump out the clown's mouth. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my body is so fucking sore.
Is this
My
golf
legs
related?
No, even weirder.
Oh, yeah?
Yoga.
I feel like golf is pretty normal.
Wiffle ball.
Yeah, you were right.
I was in a wiffle ball tournament on Saturday.
How long did it last?
Well, for us, 2 hours because we were fucking horrible.
Question: what the fuck is wiffle ball?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, so you have a little round hollow ball that's got holes on one side of it.
It's plastic.
That's called a wiffle ball. And then you get a little bat about the size, about maybe 2 inches across.
Also plastic.
Also plastic. So you have grown men swinging a 3-ounce bat and a 2-ounce ball.
You basically, if you can hit it right, it'll go into the stratosphere.
Right. Well, also, so the way this setup is actually it was actually fun. Now, here's the thing. Now that we did this once, I'm pretty sure we're going to do it again next year.
Yeah.
And I am going to set up a wiffle ball net.
Of course you will.
In my yard. No, all right, so here's the thing. So we were there the first time, and I show up like we had our game was at 1 o'clock. Of course, I'm there at like 12:59.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in there. They're trying to explain the rules. All I heard was blah blah blah. You'll get thrown out. It's like what? What can I not do to get thrown out of here?
Well, yeah.
And then I stopped paying attention to meeting. I still don't know what I need to do to get tossed.
So, what's the objective of this game?
It's like baseball. So it's supposed to be 3-on-3. So you have a pitcher and 2 fielders. It's like a real narrow field. Whereas like the baseball diamond's on like a 45-degree angle, this one was probably at like a 30-degree.
Okay.
So and it's got one line. There's 2 lines in the field. If it makes it into past the first line, it's a single. If you field it cleanly in front of the first line, it's an out. If you don't field it, it's a strike. If it goes to the second line, it's a double. If it hits the fence on a fly, it's a triple. If it goes over the fence, it's a home run. All ghost runners advance according to a walk or hit or whatever bases that were hit.
Yeah, basic baseballs.
Right. So you remember Brad Hubert?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brad's the one that texted me.
Nice.
Like last week. It's like, hey man, you want to do this football tournament? Sure.
Why not? I got nothing going on.
Why not? So, Mindly, you have 2 collegiate baseball players,
right?
Like on our team. We thought this was going to be a walk in the park.
Oh yeah, you got this.
Brad walked in 24 runs.
Jesus, that's a pretty good score.
He walked them in, as in he.
Oh, bases loaded. Next walk, 1 run scores. Next walk, 1 run scores. This team did not swing at the ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have the 3 of us that we're all baseball players. Like we just want to hit. We just want to swing the bat. So we were up there just to take a ball because the wiffle ball is hard enough to control as it is. It's 40 feet. You got to throw a wiffle ball.
Yeah, this
into
plastic ball.
Well, it's a plastic ball, and it has this PVC frame, and then there's a piece of sheet metal in the middle of it. It's only a strike if it hits the metal. So we're sitting there, it's like, all right, how hard could this be? And they're like, well, and it's not a strike if it hits the frame. And we're peppering the frame, and we cannot hit the sheet metal.
Oh god, this is oddly more complicated than I would have expected.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was. I pitched this so we lost the first game. All right, so first inning, we were the visiting team, so we were up first. We put 3 on the board. We're like, all right, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
Brad gets up there. Next, it's 7. So he walked in, I think 4 or 5 runs. They hit in a couple. So now it's 7-3, and then we get out the inning. It's 16-7. I'm like, all right, we got it. We're gonna lock it down.
Feeling good.
18 runs later, walked in 18 runs in 1 inning.
Jeez.
And then we ran out of time. So I think we lost by 2 touchdowns.
Jeez.
In that first game. Then we had to go literally run all the way to the other side of the diamond to go play our next game. And that game I pitched. I think we lost. It was, I think 12-7, something like that.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. Well, I was able to get the ball over the plate. I actually, oh my god, I struck a dude out with an ephus. So. If you're not familiar with what an ephus is, it's a lob pitch.
Okay.
And I literally shot putted this thing, and it went sailing way up. And the guy just sit there and set his bat down, and it went ping, strike 3. It was awesome. Oh man, we had a good time. But man, trying to get that in, it was really windy, so it was so say this is where the batter box would be right here,
mm-hmm.
and the batter would be sitting right here. I would literally have to aim all the way over here and get the ball to drift all the way across.
Oh wow!
So it was a matter of having the holes on the outside, depending on how you were holding the ball. It was depending on how much curve and stuff was on it. Dude, it was a blast.
Yeah.
But I could not stop just the ingrained instinct to run after you hit the ball.
Yeah.
You don't have to run because you have ghost runners, so they just do the running for you. So you just swing, go up, next guy's up. I don't know how many times I hit a ball, and there I am, booking it down the line. I'm like,
everybody's like, look at this dude. He's going to do it again. He loves running.
Every time.
Swing away, Nobs. Swing away.
No, you don't have to tell me to swing away. I swing at a lot of bad pitches. You got a piece of a bunch of them, too. It's a good time, though, man. It was... I mean, you don't have to be overly athletic to do it, either. Because we were watching some of the other teams that were really good, and, man, they were humming that ball in there.
Oh,
and they were hitting his hand all the time. I'm like, Jesus. I didn't think it was going to be this hard.
Yeah.
There we are. We're all sweating and out of breath the whole time. Our arms are dragging. It's goddamn wiffle ball.
I haven't played this in 25 years.
Is that a gym thing when you're in school over here?
Not for us. For us, it was like a neighborhood kids playing on the street sort of thing.
We have a game like that. That's called soccer. You play it anywhere.
Yeah, that's the rough part about North America is that's just... It's way cheaper to buy a wiffle ball bat and ball. It's like $2, and a soccer ball is like $15.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a famous...
Well, no, you can get a wiffle ball bat and a dozen wiffle balls for $5.
Yeah, that's true. Because someone's going to step on one of them.
Yeah, there's a famous phrase that doesn't really play over here, but it's a big thing over in England, which is jumpers for goalposts, which is... Literally, when you're a kid, if you've got a soccer ball and you have friends who like to play soccer, you go out, you play, and everyone takes off their jumpers and you use the jumpers for goalposts. There's no crossbar.
Right.
You just use that as the imaginary vertices of the posts.
Right.
Okay. What's a jumper?
A sweater.
Yeah.
There you go.
I always thought it was a jacket.
I only know that because of Harry Potter.
Yeah, a jumper is basically a sweater.
Yeah. We all learned something today.
Jimbo in chat, taking all the built-up Injustice 2 anger out on the wiffle ball.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was hard, too. I mean, even just hitting that ball.
Yeah.
And, you yanked, everything. The guy was pretty good at what I was playing is to go with the pitch and pop it out to right field. Just nice, easy swing. It's just that thing's coming in. It's like, I'm going to get you, little motherfucker, so hard. And it's this bad. He's like,
God.
Just makes me think of high school and all the dumb shit we played in high school.
Well,
Fucking rounders, which is essentially baseball.
What, cricket?
Yeah, cricket too, but cricket has
too many rules.
It's too many rules and it's fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, baseball might be the sport of America, but the only good thing about baseball is getting drunk as shit and keeping stats. They're the two type of people who go to baseball games.
Yeah.
See, I don't get soccer. I don't get the love affair of soccer. I find that boring. I'd rather watch golf.
My wife loves soccer, and it has never clicked with me, but I like watching the golf channel a lot, so I try not to throw stones.
I mean, the only reason why I watch golf is I watch their swings and some of their club selections and the different shots that they're trying to hit.
Yeah.
But to watch an entire round, like I can't. That might as well be eating like a fistful of Benadryl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's real. It's good nap fuel.
That was something which my wife said the same thing about. Like, she didn't get soccer at all. And when I started introducing her to, like, when I first came over and visited, we used to watch Match of the Day, which is the British highlights show, basically. So tonight there'll be an episode of it. Well, it's already aired by now. Of it on British TV, which is like, oh, here's all the highlights and here's some analysis kind of thing. And it's literally like each game is like a 10-minute analysis. Yeah, like 10 minutes highlights, 5 minutes analysis. Next game, 10 minutes highlights, 5 minutes analysis.
Right.
And it's like she started to appreciate it after she saw the difference between the teams who play. They all play professionally, but the teams who play with quality versus the teams who don't. And the different styles and the different methods of all the teams. That's when my wife started to get into it. Yeah. And then she started to play FIFA, and she started to love it for a whole different reason. The hairstyles.
Oh.
The hairstyles. It's like, I get why people could find baseball boring. Like, I'm watching it as a player. Like, I'm watching it at a completely different level than most people, just from my knowledge of the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing goes with football too. Like, I love football theory. Like, it seems so. What's funny is watching professional football players or watching a professional football coach call these plays. It's like, this was counterintuitive shit.
Yeah.
I just want to do one experiment. Get me some 15-year-old kid that's been playing Madden his whole life. Let him call the plays for one game.
Give him the playbook.
Yeah.
I don't like watching baseball
Ready Player 2
on TV, but I really like going to baseball games.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an unbelievable atmosphere. It's still the best sports atmosphere, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only time I've ever sat down and watched baseball, I got really into it, mostly because it was a very, very dramatic series, and it was the World Series, and it was that World Series, and I got into it just because
watching.
Last year's World Series might be the best World Series I've ever watched.
Mm-hmm. It was like the drama in that was so fantastic. Like the ebbs and flows. Like, I don't think I could do it on a weekly basis, but I loved watching how much that went up and down.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's just the ebb and flow, and how much, like, even just that little rain delay could derail momentum.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I saw that with the Super Bowl a couple of years ago when whoever it was fucking dominating, and then they had the power outage, and then all of a sudden they lost.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I love baseball.
Are you guys ready to kick this thing off?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Going around the room, my faithful companions are Knobs.
Holla.
And Moonpear.
Gotcha.
Let's just dive right into it. Knobs, what have you been playing this past week?
Get a little note off my Baker's Union local tab. There. All right, so Monday Night Game Night, we played some Battlefield 1, and I think we got top of the squad once again.
Hey.
By some miracle.
Yeah, I think it was a couple.
We were
I think
on
it
the
was
losing side, though, but
yeah,
it didn't matter.
I know Agent got the top with a bunch of randoms on the winning side for one of them. It was like Agent and a bunch of randos all scoring the top.
Oh yeah, we let him have it for being a traitor. Oh man, it's fun. Everyone should come out and play with us. We get 2 full squads going. We'll probably figure out a way to split us up on opposite sides so we can have some real fun with that game.
Is Battlefield 1 on EA Access right now?
Yes, it is now.
I think it is. Yeah.
There you go. Get that game and many more for a reasonable price on EA Access.
$30 a year.
There you go.
It is. I am still struggling with that gun though. Like I'm not. I was doing stuff with the lower rated gun. I'm just like capped in 80%. Like every pill I put in someone's 80%. I just cannot put them down.
I have never been as positive as I have been with then using that gun. That gun has just changed. Like I'm doing 20 and 5, I'm doing 30 and 10. You know,
jeez.
All of a sudden I'm actually playing a hell of a lot better just because of the ability to use the gun, and it's also changed the way I play. Like I used to be very much like Nobs will tell you all of the Battlefield games, if there's someone who's going to do a sneaky little run and get it behind the enemy lines and take a base at the back, I'm usually the one who starts it and then dies, and then the spawn chain just takes us that way.
Yeah.
Like that's my type of play. I always run and gun, run past everybody, get the next objective points, cause a little chaos. But with this gun, it's just like, no, I'm just going to take this nice spot I've got right here. There was a couple of weeks ago, I was in a room overlooking a point, and I probably got 10-15 kills. I ran out of ammo for the first time in Battlefield 1 because I didn't die.
That is something I've noticed with this gun a lot. Like I am shooting a lot more and taking probably a lot more ill-advised shots. Not really taking my time to line it up. But that's a great gun to sit there and post up. Like if you kind of like, I always get outflanked. Like I've been a horrible submarine commander because I get pincered like crazy. Like it just. Like I don't understand. Like how does this dude end up behind me? I don't know. Here you can eat some shovel. Like it's rough. It's rough because you're trying to find, and that's the hardest thing in a Battlefield game is figuring out how to funnel enemies to you because the maps are so wide. Especially this game because the sight lines are so far.
Yeah, it's always been the thing I've loved about Battlefield over Call of Duty, though, is the fact that it's not just post up in this tiny little corridor where you know everybody's going to go, and then just pull an Ian and shotgun them down as they run through the corridor.
Camper.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still possible in this game, but there's always alternatives. There's alternate routes.
I've been victim of it several times. But yeah, you know, I don't know. I just still feel like I'm shooting Nerf bullets. Like it's, I don't know, man. I mean, I hit you dead center in the chest. You're dead.
Yeah.
No one's getting up from that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I don't know how many ears I clipped off in the Battlefield 1 so far, but man, headshots just that is a fickle mistress.
Oh yeah.
It's not like it was in Battlefield 4 where you just kind of aim at the arrow. Every time you hit the arrow above their head, it was a headshot. This, no. It's not there anymore.
Interesting.
Hitting a little spike on the German's helmet all the time. It's
ting.
Ting, yeah. But no, come join us Monday night, 10 p.m. EST.
Everyone is welcome.
I've been thinking about trying to get a pregame going, too. I'm trying to figure out what game that could possibly be.
Did you?
So I miss golf.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you ever buy a golf club too?
I have not yet.
Okay.
No.
I wish there was a cheap like a downloadable only golf game that wasn't arcadey like Superstar Golf that was on the Xbox One, because I feel like Golf Club 2 might be a little bit too much money for for most people to be able to just go out and impulse buy. I think that's full $60 if I remember correctly.
I think it's somewhere around there. It might be 50. I couldn't tell you with any certainty at this point.
It's not 10 or 20, which is sort of the sweet spot for a pregame title.
You know what? I'd be okay dropping $60 on a game that I know more people could buy.
Yeah.
And we would actually play.
Yeah.
that's kind of the litmus test there. That's why Rory didn't really pan out.
Yeah. And I think Golf Club 2, one of their big selling points was, they were going to have some of the online clubhouse stuff that Tiger Woods had in the past, but I honestly haven't really seen any reviews for it, so I don't know if that really came to pass or not.
You know what? I might just jump off the bridge and take that one for the team. I'll hop on that grenade.
I'm gonna look up some reviews here while we're talking about other stuff.
I wouldn't, to be honest, I wouldn't even mind seeing, like, none of our usual crew ever played it, but I love the time I spent with it, which was the mini golf games on the 360, all the arcade titles. Like, there's some now on the PC which are simultaneous. Everybody plays a mini golf course, but you have impact with everybody else's balls at the same time. So you can sit there and smash somebody else into a position that's terrible for them while they're trying to take their shot.
Interesting. Almost
if
like
that type of
ball.
thing showed up.
Oh, like croquet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's something I always like, because I mean, PowerStar golf is good, like, which I played earlier before we started playing Battlefield this week, and I made an unbelievable shot to beat Moon's score on the elite tees on PowerStar golf.
Cortana, record that.
Oh no, that
does it
up there. Yeah, well, because it was an eagle from about 150 yards out.
Jeez.
And I was, I was going into that hole. Oh man, I think I was -2. Moon score was a -3, and if you beat your rival's scores, you get more XP, which means nothing at this point because I'm not buying anything.
Yeah.
I think I have like 250,000 coins to spend at the store, and I don't even know what it's for anymore. But yeah, so I was -2 and his was -3, and I'm like, and I hit a horrendous drive. Like, I was in no business even getting on the green from where I was. I was kind of on a side slope. I was in the rough. The green was elevated. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, it's going to be 60, 70%. All right, so club up. Get this here. The wind's going this way. And on top of it, I mishit the ball. And as soon as I hit it and I saw it made the little weird noise for a bad hit, I'm like, son of a... Oh wait, this got a chance. It's in.
It's coming back.
Yeah, but it was that nice little hop right on top of the hole, and it rolls back into the back door, and I'm like, oh my god,
man.
That was great. I think I shared that on our TVGP club page on that in the Xbox One. But yeah, I was losing my mind. That was a good moment. Yeah, buddy, I got you. Not that matters anymore, because we used to play this game a lot.
Yeah, we did, and then all of us kind of dropped off it. I mean, now that they've fixed it as well, like I've been going back to it, but I've been going back to it to continue my hunt for those sweet Chivos. But I'm finding the more I go back to it, the more I'm still enjoying playing it. It hasn't lost any of its charm. It's still just as good as it ever was.
It's a solid 3-click golf game,
and
what makes it, going back to it, work is you forget how tight of a skill that is to get that 3-click down, because I'm still missing shots and putting myself into trouble. Not to the point where we were playing it every day for hours on end, and that we were like, it was almost automatic, and we were making unbelievable shots. But just trying to explore the courses and try and find weird routes around them. Especially some of the bigger ones have like these little shortcuts and cut throughs, little raised fairways to give you better access to the next shot. Like it's a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. It's really a great game. I finished Injustice 2.
The story mode.
The story mode. And you know what the achievement is for finishing the game?
Oh boy.
Who's next? You know who's next? No one.
Me ejecting the disc.
No one. No. I'm done.
Yeah.
And so what I thought was going to be the last fight against Brainiac, no. There's still probably another 6-7 fights after that.
Yeah, it's Mortal Kombat, of course there was.
And man, Superman is just the worst.
Yeah.
At least in Injustice 1, he was mildly conflicted with this morality of what he was doing. And in this, he is just a megalomaniac.
Yeah.
Is he full Yellow Lantern Superman in this?
No, he's just
He's just a big dumb jerk.
he was totalitarian soups.
Ah.
Oh,
Essentially is what he was. Like it
that
was
sounds
just,
delicious.
My favorite.
I don't like that character to begin with, and I like Batman even least.
Yeah.
Like even less. Like he's just, man. I really don't like DC's characters in this game.
Yeah. I mean, at least you finished it. You gave it a shot, and it sounds
Well,
like...
especially when Batman stabs Aquaman in the thigh with his trident, I was like, that dude is dead.
Yeah.
The femoral artery's in there. He's gonna bleed out in seconds.
But wait,
Learn to
it's
leave
a
that thing in
comic
there,
book.
It's Aquaman as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So Batman gets into like the, I'm guessing the kryptonite bat suit,
Oh, God.
but makes no mention of it helping him being able to fight Superman. So what was the point? You're just going for a palette swap here, buddy? Like,
Yeah, costume change.
yeah.
Yep.
It was
Yeah.
at a weird moment too.
It's a shame that never really clicked with you, because from what I read from reviews, it seems like if that style of fighting game clicks with you, it seemed like it had a ton of options and a ton of content, and like it added a loot system where you're getting loot drops, and there's just a ton of stuff in there, but it sounds like none of it clicked with you at any point.
Oh, and I wasn't even tempted to go check out what that stuff could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even once did I open up that menu.
Yeah.
Like I saw, oh cool, get this cool costume for Cyborg if you install this app. So I installed the app and I never opened it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be on my phone, like whatever that Clash of Clans or something that I had to play for some extra gems for one of the games I was playing.
Animation Throwdown will be the game.
Well, yeah, like the one with Mobile Strike, I think was another one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff's good, and then leads me back like no one, like the joke from Silicon Valley, no one uninstalls apps.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff is still there. And like looking at my games folder, I was like, man, I have never played any of this
300
stuff.
games installed.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Let me see. Next, I played Sonic Mania.
Oh.
That game is not for a large format.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so if you
Because
haven't
I thought I was going to puke.
listened to this show before, or you're a new listener, Knobs' primary gaming display is a 100-inch screen for his projector, so something like Sonic is going to move pretty fast.
I mean, I don't think I could be able to play that sitting in my backyard.
Yeah.
Playing that game. Like, it was... Oh, man.
Intense.
It looks great.
You tasting the colors.
That game looks great. I mean, and it moves. It moves like a Sonic game's supposed to move.
Yeah.
I kind of like what they did with it. They kind of have a mishmash of all the different games in there. Like, it has the Sonic CD level.
Yeah.
It has some racing level.
Yeah, I was going to say,
get
I
the
saw
chaos
Knuckles. I saw a clip with Knuckles doing what looks like a Mario Kart level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that... Man,
Sonic
that
R
gets,
stuff.
well, it's like as you're picking up more and more of these orbs, like you keep going faster and faster and faster to the point where it is uncontrollable.
Yeah, it's the Sonic 3 special stages?
Oh, you might be right, because
Or
I
Sonic-
don't remember that.
Sonic 2 was the half
Sonic
pipe.
2, right.
Yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles was the weird behind the back, like, giant orb thing. I always liked it, but it always made me sick.
Well, no, the giant orb thing was Sonic CD.
Yeah, this is different, yeah. But the ones where you pick up, like, the blue orbs, and they turn into
Yeah.
rings, yeah, that was from Sonic 3.
Yeah, okay, so that one's from Sonic 3. This, like, it has the giant one where you're turning the whole world. Like
yeah, that was...
they have that from Sonic CD, which
Yeah.
I am horrendous at. Like, I remember being able to do that in my sleep.
Yeah.
and then it also has. I don't know if it's got the one from Sonic 1 where you're just the ball and you're kind of ping ponging around in this weird. And you're controlling how the world turns. I'm curious to see if the half pipe's in it though.
I thought it was, but it might only be a co-op thing.
I hope it is, because that was my favorite Sonic bonus level. Like the Sonic 1 ones, they legitimately made me vomit when I was very young.
Those are rough.
Oh, because it's on a white background and everything's flashing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. I drowned in what was it? That's when I quit.
Chemical
when I drowned
plant?
in the chemical plant.
Yeah.
And it was after I missed one jump and I went all the way back down because I was right there. Like I didn't quite break the water to get air.
Yeah.
I just missed it, and then the little thing turned vertical on me, and I went all the way down. I'm like,
well, that's it.
Oh, Sonic.
Yep.
But that is a solid Sonic game.
Yeah.
I gotta say that. I tried Fortnite.
Ooh, when did you try this?
I don't know, a couple nights ago.
This week.
Okay.
Yeah, sometime this week. I really love the character design for the Husks.
Mm-hmm.
I think
the art style is amazing.
I think that might be my favorite zombie-looking thing I've seen in years. So essentially, boss, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's the skull, but it's like their face is a hood that's pulled off.
Oh, that's cool.
So it looks like a skin hoodie.
Someone just like pulled it back.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It looks so cool. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that game.
I felt the same way at the start. Let me know when you're done with the tutorial areas, and we'll put some time into it.
Well, I had a lot of fun with the pickaxes, busting stuff up and gathering resources for things. I don't know what I'm building. I know I built staircases where there really didn't need to be staircases, or how it just all of a sudden, like at the top of the staircase, I built a wood pyramid for reasons I don't know. Why would I need that? But
what you're describing there is the reason why my home base looks like a sky fortress from fantasy novels with wooden brick archways going through the sky, because people just come in and build weird stuff in your area. So be prepared for that.
Well, I don't know. It's got potential. I could see where the oh man, I can see why people like it.
Yeah.
Like I said, give me a shout. Probably not tonight, because tonight will be TV show night. But give us a shout some point during the week when you're on, and we can just chill out and play a little bit of it. And as long as you're through the tutorial areas, it'll be a breeze to get you kind of set up and good to go to the more expansive parts.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on it right now.
Yeah.
So it hasn't quite grabbed me yet. So I stopped at a weird store over the week and I bought a new tablet, which is because I'm a fan of Asus stuff, or Asus, however they want us to say it. Asus. Like I got 3 Asus monitors right here. I got a Asus motherboard, all the other. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I got the Asus ZenWatch 3. All of this. I'm a fan of their products. So I decided to re-download Pocket Mortys, and playing that on a larger screen is a lot easier.
Oh yeah.
Because the D-pad just is out of the way just enough.
Oh right.
So I don't feel as like I'm as cramped in here with 2 thumbs on it. Yeah, that game's a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And it is goofy. It is as goofy as you want a Rick and Morty game to be.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm using my trainer's Greaser Rick, and I have Jelly Morty, Shaggy Morty, regular old Morty, and Old Man Morty is my stable right now. So the game is goofy, and I need to figure out a way I can craft the chips so I can capture more Mortys.
Yeah.
Because I need more Mortys, because they're all so weird. They're so weird. I love this game already. I really do. Give it a try. Check it out. I don't know if there's a whatchamacallit for it, like a guild or anything.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I haven't looked into that, but Pocket Morty is a good time. I have a lot of fun with that game, especially if you're a fan of Rick and Morty. Been playing a metric F ton of Marvel Puzzle Quest again.
Yeah.
And Galactus can go suck it.
That's a hard fight, dude.
Yeah.
I have got that MFer down to in the first round where he was 150, I got him down to around 20 hit points, and they did the Death Ray. Then when he bounced up to 200, I'd get him down to around 600 hit points before he does Death Ray, and now he's at 250, and now I get him down to like 1600, and every time I get a killing countdown where I could get him.
Yeah.
Somehow his cascade always wraps it up. It's like Thanos's like big green attack.
Yeah.
Like whatever that thing is that does crazy damage.
The zappy hands.
I always have the zappy hands on the board when it's ready to go, and he somehow finds a way to clears it out. And
that drives me crazy.
Losing my mind.
It's just about to do like 4,000 damage to you.
It would have been out. Would have been done. Yeah, so I dropped another $50.
That explains
to buy more character slots, and now I got all the ones cleared up. So
how many slots do you have in your roster right now?
I'm 60 something now. Maybe 68. And
I've
it's
only
full.
spent like $10 on it, and I have like 55. So
how are you earning coins at that clip?
I feel like I just keep getting lucky where it's like, hey, you got 200 ISO 8, and you got a bonus. It's 50 hero points. I'm like, oh,
the VIP makes a big difference to that.
VIP helps a ton.
Very big difference.
I don't get much luck with the whatchamacallit.
The bonus drops or whatever.
Well, yeah, now it's bonus. Like the last few golds that I've had drop on me haven't been all that great.
Yeah.
I think I got a 4-star thing. I think was the last one.
Yay.
Wait, your drops haven't been great. Welcome to my world, man.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm to the point where I'm hoarding like lower level things to champ more characters. I really don't need to champ.
Yeah.
Like I just champed Moonstone. I didn't need to do that.
Well, but you get so many. That's where I'm starting to get a ton of hero points from too, because I have all the two stars champed, and I have a couple of 3 stars. So whenever you get every 4 levels, I think it is, you get something that isn't ISO 8. So I'm clearing a ton of ISO 8 and a ton of hero points. It's just this snowball rolling downhill where as soon as you start champing more people, you start getting a ton of stuff.
Well, yeah, because I mean that way you're not wasting those covers anymore. I mean, even like characters I know I'm probably never going to use, and and I found out like Elektra doesn't get killed by court death either.
Oh, does she evade it?
Well, because she's already dead.
Ah, interesting. I didn't know that.
Interesting. Yeah,
and I think that's when she's below 1,000 hit points, it's going to kill her. She won't die.
Interesting.
Yeah, I had 75 tokens in that game, and I managed to get 3 that I needed.
Jeez. As soon as you start champing peeps, though, you're going to be sold.
I now have Wolverine, yellow suit Wolverine, the basic 2-star version. Yeah. The 2-star Magneto and 2-star Thor are all champed, and they are.
That's a good team.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. You can go into the guild and look at what everyone else has got in their collection.
Cool.
Yeah, but I've taken up a little. I think it was David talking about on Discord, but I'm saving a bunch of tokens until I've got a bunch more hero tokens.
Yeah.
Like saving the pull tokens for when I've got more hero tokens, because right now I'm sitting on 43 cards that I cannot use.
Yeah.
And I'm literally just thinking, when am I going to get one more slot, and how many of these do I have multiples of one person, so then I can immediately put them in and start getting them powered up.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with heroic tokens and legendary tokens. I've like 10 of each, but I can't spend them because I have 10 people sitting in my queue and 50 hero points. It's like, well, I can't. all of you guys are going to expire, and then whenever I have enough to get a slot, then I can start pulling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's been the hard thing to gauge is like who is really going to be worth it in the long run as far as that. Like Yellow Suit, Astonishing Wolverine, his red attack is brutal.
Yeah, that's really strong.
I mean, that's like a 4,000 hit point thing. So once I figured that out, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to champ him and start pumping covers in.
I also love his yellow. Like his anytime you match a yellow, he heals. So
yeah, what?
Mm-hmm.
I really need to start reading what's going on in this game because I am just winging it.
Yeah, Wolverine's yellow is a passive that anytime you make a yellow match, it heals him for a certain percentage of his health.
Yeah, one of my big problems with this game is I wish there was less fluff around power descriptions because a lot of there's one paragraph and it's basically like, oh, it takes 4 yellow AP to cast this. And then the beginning is like, Wolverine slices with his 3 adamantium claws, tearing it. It's like, okay, cool. What does it do, though? And like 2 sentences later, it's like, oh, he heals. It's passive. He heals every time you make a match of so-and-so. It's like, okay, cool. Just get to that.
Dakin's my favorite one for that.
Yeah.
His addiction to the drug heat causes him issues, and if there are more than 8 blue tiles on the board, he will heal himself for 12% of his health. However, if there's less than 8 blue tiles on the board, he will be damaged for 12% of his health.
It's so powerful. He's still on my team, and he's just a 2-star.
I need to get him champed.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, I use him a lot lately, that 2-star one, and I've just got, I think I got 3 covers for his classic Dakin.
Yeah, my roster, my team right now is 3-star Thanos, 3-star X-Face Cyclops, and then 2-star Dakin, and none of them use the same color.
That's why I love Magneto.
Yeah, that's the group that I need to figure out, like what my main group is. Usually, like I use Miss Marvel, not Miss Marvel. Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah, she's good.
I use Captain Marvel. Oh, man, who's the other one I use all the time? Oh, Thanos, my 3-star Thanos, which I have 1 heart on the board right now for the 5-star Thanos. Like,
yeah, gimme.
I need that. I need that guy.
That character has to be so strong.
Well, yeah, I mean, just right from the rip.
Yep.
Man, cover's got to be rare because I still have yet to get another 5-star Quill.
Oh, yeah.
And usually I'm either rotating my 5-star Quill or my 5-star Doc Ock.
That's a good team.
Just because they hit so hard just on normal cards. Like it's between 500 to 600 hit points just for a basic 3 match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could chip away a lot of it, especially in the lower ones. You got Thanos in there. It's usually 1 match and everybody's dead.
Like I used all of my command points, and the only cover I've got for him so far is Court Death, and now Court Death is at max power.
Yeah.
Because I used every single one of my command points to just put him on him, so then the lower level enemies in the story missions, Deke, done. Deke, done.
Totally
Deke,
worth it.
Done.
Yeah, but I mean that game's good. I'm just still trying to figure out how to get a good team together that all plays. Like if I had one character that could generate green, oh boy.
Thor can do that with his yellow.
2-star Thor.
Yeah.
Really, 2-star Thor. All right.
His yellow ability
generates
if you put it all the way up to 5. It generates so many green.
It's like 12 to 15 green tiles. Like it's a ton.
If I could do that, that would get me Thanos' green ability off and Quill's something good, something bad, because because those damage everyone.
The secret of Thor is his red generates yellow and his yellow generates green, and his red is only like 4 or 5 AP to cast, so it's this snowball. And the other thing too about Thanos that I disregarded for a long time is his purple skill. Like right now, I have it leveled all the way up, so he does, when that tile is on the board, he does 150% extra damage with his matches.
Oh, wow.
Like, it just rips through people.
I always wondered what that did.
Yep, when it's on the board, any tiles you match that has his icon does a ton more damage. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's like, oh, I was doing 300 before, and now I'm doing 1,000. It's like, oh, wait, what?
That's a big difference.
Yeah, it's real big, and not a lot of. That's why I like having Dakin on my team, because his purple is passive, so that all purple tiles get to go to Thanos for his active.
Yeah.
Man, I'm about to get a spreadsheet now.
Yeah, no, it took me so long where it's like, oh, well, okay, well, who do I put in this slot? I'll try this. No, that one didn't work out.
Here comes a flowchart puzzle quest now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of the reasons why it doesn't bother me so much. Like, my team right now is Magneto, Wolverine, and Thor. And it doesn't bother me so much having Thor and Wolverine on the same board because, yeah, they both use the exact same colors. But Wolverine's yellow is passive, so I know I can use Thor's yellow.
Yeah.
And Thor's yellow generates so much green that usually it's enough to either fully charge his green power, which does so much damage. Like,
well, it hits the whole party, too.
Massive damage to the target, and then half of that to the rest of the party.
Yeah.
And then even if I can't do that, I've got enough for maybe 2 or 3 pops at Wolverine's green, which then puts all of the attack strikes on the board, the attack tiles, and then that can make the difference where it's just like, oh, one more match, and now it does so much more damage.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I was playing around with like the 3-star Electra that I got, and like she's got the double cross, which every time like you'll cast it and it'll put 5 those little attack swords, but they're facing you. So then it takes you down until you can cast it again, and they flip all the way around and hit them.
Oh,
so
weird.
You got to get it off twice.
Interesting.
But man, this game's got way too much. It's a match 3 game. Why are we still talking about this?
Coming up, our next special series, our Marvel Puzzle Quest Addiction.
Marvel Puzzle Quest Theory Edition.
Yeah, exactly.
Games in theory.
Yeah.
Military intelligence. All right, and then last game I played this week is Agents of Mayhem.
Oh,
hey, you actually started it.
Well, I started because I finished Injustice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This was your reward.
So Volition's Saints Row, not a Saints Row game.
I don't know how I feel about this game.
It looks real bad.
I feel like it's trying so hard to be fun and quirky with all these characters and the art style and just, man.
It seems like a lot like How Do You Do, Fellow Kids?
There's so many games that have done this better already.
Yeah.
Even including themselves.
Yeah.
Like, just make a Saints Row game. I mean, man, I don't care if you're pigeonholed or you feel like you need to expand your horizons. This is not the way to do it.
Yeah, and
This feels so generic, and it feels like a cross between Overwatch, Battleborn, and Saints Row. Like, take all these 3 things, mash them up together. The sum of all its parts are awesome, but
not how they did it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really hate the Hollywood guy or whatever his name is, like Johnny Gat 0.5 or whatever you're gonna call him.
The thing that it's so weird about Agents of Mayhem is it seems like from the outside, I don't know if this is true or not, it seems very much like this is a reaction of them painting themselves into a corner with Saints Row 4's ending, where it's basically like, well, we're done, so we can't make a Saints Row 5, so let's make something else that's similar and maybe sort of a spiritual successor, but
well, I mean, they kind of left them an out in the outro of that game to where they can just kind of reset from that point back at any point in time. But
also, no one really cares about the Saints Row storyline that much, so kind of reset it and it'll be fine.
Well, here's the thing. So they got themselves a giant alien ship that can manipulate time. Why not just do a Saints Row planet?
Sure. Yeah, I don't... Agents of Mayhem seems really weird because it seems like they tried something different, and I give them credit for that, but it just doesn't... it doesn't seem like it came together at any point. Like it needed a little bit more time in the oven to kind of get all the parts to glue together correctly.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't a Saints Row game and then it became a Saints Row game. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was a new, different project, like a third-person shooter in a different world, and they've just thought, well, let's just put it back into that universe because it's not feeling good, so it might give it a little bit more juice to just slap the association with Saints Row on it.
But I mean, for a company that's got the writing right so many times in the Saints Row games, they have the writing this kitschy and just generic.
Yeah,
Like this, I mean, it is lowest common denominator BS.
and that's
so
really disappointing because I think a lot of people, the Saints Row games didn't click with a lot of people, and I can really understand why. But the writing, if it clicked with you, it was done really well, and Agents of Mayhem just doesn't feel like it had the same thing going. Like I don't know what happened.
No, this is the PG-13 version of Saints Row.
It's the made-for-TV version of Mallrats. Where it's like,
well,
I'm
that's
still
hilarious in its own right.
I'm getting the plot here, but I feel like I'm missing a lot.
Yeah, it's. Man, I was gonna make a joke there, but I really can't make that one on this show.
Nope.
I appreciate you holding back on that.
It almost came out.
I think the thing that's most disappointing is that I know Volition, in Saints Row 3 and 4, I know Volition can make really good games. Good to great games. Mm-hmm. And I was hoping that by them removing themselves from the pressure of having to make another Saints Row, I was hoping they would make something different and cool. But something happened. Something went wrong at some point.
Because it's too samey.
Yeah.
Like, man, pick a different color. I mean, just by it being at purple alone, like, pigeonholes you into, well, this is kind of like Saints Row, and it's a third-person shooter. So it is kind of Saints Row, but not as fun.
Yeah, not the same thing.
Yeah, I'm curious how many staff they've lost in the chaos that ensued after THQ went under, because I mean we know that one of their level designers shipped over to Ubisoft because he's responsible for Syndicate. Like one of their main gameplay feature designers went over there, and that's why Syndicate felt so different to all of the other Assassin's Creed games, was because they had the Saints Row guy doing the gang style areas. Right. So I'm just curious as to how many people.
Well, that makes a lot more sense now. Why that was so much fun.
It was one of the main gameplay designers from Saints Row 3, I think it was, maybe 4. Like, he jumped ship over to Ubisoft and helped with that. But I'm curious if it's a mixture of that, and maybe it's a case of, is this the B team? Is this the main team, or is this the B team? You know, I don't know.
I don't know. I think just a lot of these ideas probably sounded good on paper, and by the time it got to it, they're like, oh no.
Oh, so it's evolved.
Well, we got to get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a shame.
To be honest, the only thing I hope is that they make a new Red Faction game, put Saints Row on the shelf for years, give me a Red Faction.
Yeah, that last Red Faction was real bad, though.
Armageddon? Armageddon was horrendous.
That was real bad.
It needs Guerrilla. That's what that needs.
Yeah. Yeah,
like it doesn't need Mr. Toots. Like that's not what made
Mr. Toots was great, but it didn't save that game.
That's what made Red Faction great was the
a sledgehammer and a tower. Give me that and I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
A sledgehammer and a gun that melts everything.
Yeah, disintegrates everything.
Yeah,
I don't, and I think sort of fortunately and unfortunately, it seems like Fortnite has taken some of the spiritual baton and picked that up a little bit from Red Faction Guerrilla in the destruction and the building and a little bit of the craziness, but we haven't gotten anything like that since Guerrilla, I think.
Yeah, we haven't.
I don't think I don't think I've had any game that was even. Man, Gorilla was big too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Gorilla was huge, and then it's like, okay, now we're done with the first map. Let's go to the second one. It's just like, what? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
More?
Wait, after we knocked out this giant cannon, there's more? All right.
My sledgehammer's ready.
It reminded me a lot of Dead Island. Dead Island did that the exact same way, where it's like, oh, this huge, massive beach. And it's like, yay, we beat the game. No, there is 3 other zones just as big as this beach. It's like, and done.
Oh, man, I'd have thrown that game out the window if that happened to me.
Yeah. It gets better because
I never
one
got
of them
that far.
No, you didn't. One of those areas was like all underground sewers type area as well, which was horrendous.
Yeah.
Glad I tapped out pretty early on that one. We'll find out with Dead Island 2 any day now, right, guys?
But I tell you what, man, Dead Island marketing staff should be hired for everybody.
Yeah.
Some of those like hype videos and stuff they get, like that one video where he's got Pigeon John
going backwards.
Well, that one everyone's going backwards, but the dude jogging to "I'm the bomb and I'm about to blow up," turning into a zombie is
that was fun. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, I forgot about that commercial.
It's a good tune.
Yeah,
but that's all my shenanigans this week.
Moon, what about you?
Speaking of Dead Island 2, let's talk about Dying Light.
I still need to look. Is Dead Island 2 still not out?
No, it's not out. They did the weird cell-shaded...
Still no release date. Holy crap.
Yeah. they did the cell-shaded version, which was like a third-person action-adventure game. But since that, I believe the majority of the team who did that did Dying Light. So that's probably why.
Yeah, and Sumo Digital took over for it. So... They made Forza Horizon 3, Snake Pass, and are making Crackdown 3. And Forza Horizon 2. So, I mean, they've put out some pretty good stuff. And Dead Space Ignition, but let's forget about that.
Oh. Man, we were so excited for that, too.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Boston.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Really quick, something I forgot to mention when I was talking about Fortnite. I am hitting the point with that game where I may only be playing it with my friends. I'm getting to the point, like, I've hit a grindy point for me because I made a stupid decision early on. I think we talked about this. I made a terrible decision about just going for the collection book, and such, I'm underpowered right now, so I've got a bit of grinding to do, but I can do that, for example, while I help Nobs. So that's going to be fine. That should hopefully give me the chance to get up a little bit further. But yes, Dying Light. So let's talk about Mirror's Edge with zombies.
Yeah.
This game is so fun. Like, I was a bit questionable at first because it did feel a lot like there's a tail right there wagging behind.
One of Nobs' dogs is wagging across the screen.
Just like a white flag getting waved as he runs across. We give up, we surrender.
Yeah, buddy, what's going on?
But Dying Light, I was unsure about it. Like, I wasn't sure how much it was going to be too similar to Dead Island. I was concerned about the weapon durability mechanics in it again, which is something that did bother me about Dead Island.
Well, and like you said, a lot of people were saying that it was Mirror's Edge plus zombies, and you're like, well, great, that's not... I don't think I need that.
You don't know because you're a big wuss.
Well, I am a big wuss, yeah. I prefer chicken, thank you very much.
Jeez. What's going on?
Well, Moon and I actually hate each other, so... That's when you don't listen to The Binding of Moonpear, but that's we just sort of punch it out for about 10 minutes every episode.
That's why we do that show. That show
I'm a poor choice for an intermediary, just to let you know.
Or moderator Knobs. I don't know, whatever, kill each other.
Yeah, that's why we do that show, is because that's 20 minutes of us yelling at each other to get it out of our system just in time for this show.
For anyone that hasn't listened to The Binding of Moonpear Boston Rebirth, it's not that. You should listen to the show. It's pretty good.
No, it's not. But not Dying Light's really clicking with me in a very serious way. It's again, my mind is blown how consistently beautiful this game is. I managed to make it to a beach area, and it's because I don't know if it's set in the Middle East. I'm assuming it is, like I said, based on the accents, based on the name, based on the music that plays. It has that very Middle Eastern vibe. It's got the same kind of sound to it that the I can't remember his name. In Battlefield 1, the campaign that's got the guy who's famous for being a hero and a villain. I can't remember his name. The English dude. You guys will know him more than I do. Lawrence of Arabia. That's his name.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Well, Peter O'Toole?
Yes. That guy. Well, it's got that same kind of music feel to it. Like, it's got that Middle Eastern twang, like that great sound effects and great music to it. It's gorgeous. It's fantastic. It's fun to play, and I've now upgraded my agility to the point where I'm not literally running into a fence and then taking 10 seconds to climb up a fence.
Right.
I'm immediately like hopping onto it, and then he does a faster climb. So as you level up your agility, you unlock more points in the skill tree, and as you unlock more points in the skill tree, you get better at things. Like now I can do the baseball slide as well, so there will be points set up deliberately where it's just a wall with a hole in it at the bottom and spikes facing towards you. So you can have zombies chasing you, run directly into that, baseball slide through the hole, and the zombies will just run into the spikes.
Interesting.
Like, the way they have set this out, because this apparently is a quarantine that's been happening for a while, so it's people surviving as best they can. One of the two groups in the area is led by a parkour instructor.
Oh my god.
Gyro?
Yes. But that is how his team are surviving, whereas the other team is surviving with guns and explosions and threats.
Right.
So there is two warring factions. You're kind of playing both sides against each other. I really don't want to say too much about the actual story because it's really quite interesting so far, and there are things that happen at the start that make you hate yourself. Like, legitimately don't like the way this is going, but you don't have any control over it.
Right.
But you can understand your character's motivations at least. But the controls are getting tighter and tighter. It does bumper jumper, which is my favorite jumping method ever, because you're running and sprinting and parkouring so much that you have to have that jump on the bumper just to keep your momentum and be able to aim. Like, the more I'm playing it, the more I'm getting into the flow, the more I'm feeling it. The combat is getting... The combat is good. My biggest problem with the combat is you can't aim the way you could with Dead Island. Like, Dead Island had you pull to the right, you swing to the... Then right, then left, you do a swing from right to left. You go up to down, you swing downwards.
Oh,
this
right.
literally just has a pull the trigger and you swing kind of mechanic to it.
Yeah, because Dead Island was sort of popular for that. It was like called the advanced control method or something.
Yeah, it was free control or whatever it was.
Yeah, they were sort of famous where it's like, oh, this I can actually target specific people or like do a swipe across a couple of zombies. That worked pretty well.
When you got used to it, that was genuinely really fun in that. That's the thing I'm running into right now with this is it feels very, I'm just going to smash this thing against the side of your body, zombie, until you fall over.
Yeah.
I'm still unlocking things in the combat tree, so there is a lot more skills to do. Like, you can learn a leg break, which is when you're doing a baseball slide, hit kick, and you will literally break a zombie's leg.
That sounds cool.
You can do...
Well, what's the point of breaking a zombie's leg? It's not going to slow it down. The thing stumbles anyway. It puts it on the floor, though, I think, is what that is. So it can bite your ankles. That does not, again, that's not going to help you. You're just putting it closer to fleshy bits.
Hey. Spoiler. You get
what, did you get bit in the ankle now?
In the first 20 seconds of the game, you get bit.
Great.
So, yes, you know. It's
you are the daywalker.
What, you got bit because he broke his leg?
Yes, exactly. Parachute incident, we'll say no more. But the way the
what,
combat...
just your tandem paratrooper's the one that went zombie on you?
Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I will say no more. You should play this game because I'm genuinely finding it quite fun. Yeah. And I actually think it's Dying Light. The disdain is fantastic. Like I said, I'm hoping to unlock more in the combat trees. They do the Mario stomp as well. Like, you can unlock a Mario stomp where you can jump on people's heads.
Great.
Oh, you jump over, do a backflip, then drop?
Do a butt stomp?
I haven't got the butt stomp yet.
Is that there?
I don't know. It might be. They grayed out until you
great.
unlock enough points.
I'm gonna lean towards no.
Probably not.
And it's not a Mario style.
Oh, it is a
I'm
Mario
gonna keep
style.
poking holes in this.
That's what you do best.
Trolls
You
be
are the
trolling.
king. You are the king of trolls. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But no, Dying Light. Like, I'm enjoying it so far. The story is good. The characters are interesting so far. I haven't met a whole lot, but I've met a couple of really interesting characters. And to be honest, I'm just enjoying running around the world. Even at nighttime, I had a mission which demanded that I go out and do something at nighttime. So, Boston, you are officially out of this game, I believe,
Yep.
because you have to leave during the night.
Too spooky for me.
I got into a huge pursuit. I got chased by a bunch of undead zombies while looking behind me, terrified, and made it to this area, hit a bunch of lights, and the zombies all died. So it was fantastically fun to be able to just sprint through the city.
Got your Sunset Overdrive moment.
Oh, yes, which is another game I need to actually play. Oh, so many games. The crafting, the weapon issues, which I think you mentioned last week, Boston, you mentioned does it have the degradable weapons? It does it slightly differently, where a weapon can be repaired up to 4 or 5 times. And then it breaks.
Just to interrupt,
Wait.
I'm looking at the Xbox One X enhanced games list. Sunset Overdrive is getting a 4K HDR patch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's a game I want to see in 4K.
So you pick up weapons everywhere. Like I haven't run out of weapons. In fact, I've carrying too many of them, so I usually end up breaking them down for scrap. But I haven't run into any issues at all with them. Like, I've got my first firearm. I haven't used it yet because I have 14 bullets, as you would expect. But genuinely, I'm surprised because I put this game off. I did. I felt I had better games to play, and I'm really genuinely enjoying this game so far. I'm looking forward to, hopefully, if I can get to my wife's level, me and her can play some co-op in it. I know a couple of the community members have got it, so we can probably play with that. And my personal favorite thing is when you max out your levels for agility, combat, and survivor. When you've got max level in them, it has a legend rank, so you can prestige.
Oh, God. My weakness.
So, yes, more bars to fill. But yeah, that's literally all I've been playing this week, except for Isaac. But we have a separate show for that.
Yeah, go listen to that. This was a rough week. I had sort of a rough week in general this week, so I didn't play a lot. I played a little bit more of Mass Effect Andromeda. Finally.
How are you doing, Pathfinder?
What's that?
How are you doing, Pathfinder?
I'm great, Pathfinder. I finally figured out where I can go to pick up all of the crates that I've been unlocking in the Apex HQ phone app that I've been running.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I had 182 crates waiting for me because I play that a lot because it's really easy to have a couple of strike teams going, and I am every couple hours. It's like, oh, strike team's finished. All right, let's send them out on some more missions. So I have a lot of.
I did not exploit that at all.
I have so many gold weapons and research. I have hundreds of research points. I haven't even gotten off of the Nexus yet.
Yep.
So,
I honestly think since the last time I played Mass Effect, I think I've got 200 crates waiting for me, which is the max, I believe.
it is, yeah. So,
Wait, what's the app?
Apex HQ. Basically, you hook it up to your Andromeda. You hook it up to your Andromeda save that exists in EA's server infrastructure somewhere, and instead of having to go to that computer terminal in the Nexus to send off strike teams, you just do it in the app. And so
it's really handy.
Yeah, it works pretty well. I've done a couple side quests in the Nexus so far. I'm mostly trying to figure out. I don't want to really get off of the Nexus too early. I want to do some of the side quests there before I move on. I just did one about. I did probably the most anticlimactic side quest in Mass Effect history, which was somebody is sabotaging these electrical panels in
The saboteur.
the Nexus, and I found out who it is, and I confronted him, and he's like, well, what are you going to do? And you get two options. One is basically like the Pathfinder option, which is you need to get off the station now. And the other one is, well, the Nexus Council will take care of it. And I was like, well, I'm not Judge Judy and Executioner, so the Nexus Council can figure this out. And he's like, yeah, like they're going to make a decision. And he like turns around and goes back to sabotaging, and the mission is just like mission complete. I was like, no, dude, you gotta go. Like, you almost blew up a couple peeps. Like, we're not done here. Like, something's got to happen. So, you know,
I'm assuming you have met the council and the Nexus by now, so you realize how true his statement is.
I don't know if I have.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, wait till you meet Dinesh.
The female Krogan.
Oh, yeah. She has like blue armor on.
Mm-hmm. She's the engineer.
I find her voice disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't fit. The hard part about Mass Effect is we saw like 15 male Krogans and 1 female Krogan in the original trilogy, and that female Krogan's voice fit. The voice that's in Andromeda isn't a bad voice. It just does not fit that character. And like standing next to, like Nob said, the guy that plays Dinesh in Silicon Valley, he's there as one of the Solarians.
Solarians, yeah.
That voice fits pretty well. That's not a bad voice. And you have like Natalie Dormer is like a doctor. So you have a couple of famous peeps that are doing a pretty good job at voice acting. And then that one standout voice.
As soon as I heard Natalie Dormer as that doctor, I was like, I'm never going to be able to unsee this because of the Game of Thrones connection. Yeah. Like, it's one way you're lucky you haven't seen the show is you don't see her as who she is in the show. Yeah. But yeah, you've met 2 of the council members then. Dinesh is the other one. And have you met the lady who talks to you like you're a piece of dirt?
Yes. There was one woman who's like, she was being kind of rude to me, and she called me Ryder, and so I corrected her. I was like, yep, that's Pathfinder. That's the other one. Goes, yeah, I'll call you Pathfinder when you found something. I was just like, oh, snap.
Oh, I liked her.
There's the other member of the council that you've met then.
So I don't like any of them, so great. Okay, cool. Mass Effect Andromeda, once you get turned loose into the Nexus and you get that mission to go meet a bunch of peeps, that it immediately feels better. Because you can get your bearings, you can explore, you can get some of the history. You know, I did the very first part of the mission to unlock one of Sam's neural locks.
The nodes.
Yeah, something. So I got a dumb cutscene with your stupid dad about something dumb. Ryder Sr. is the worst. Like, so the cutscene that I got, and this isn't a spoiler because it happens in like the first hour, is you're watching a first-person view of him meeting with some people on the
Citadel.
The Citadel, thank you. And everyone's like, well, we can't break the rules by creating an AI and something. And at the end, his wife interrupts, and he's like, she's like, oh, hey, are you done? He's like, oh, yeah, how'd the doctor go? And she said, he said you need to enjoy the time you have left. It's terminal. And he goes, not on my watch. It's like, God, shut up. Come on. Like, so that's Ryder Sr. in a nutshell. He kind of sucks. But so far I'm digging the rest of it. I like how it looks. It's Mass Effect. The next mission I'm going to do is figure out Andromeda's first murder, which I'm sort of looking forward to because it sounds kind of...
I like that mission.
That's a good mission. I like
that one a lot.
Yeah, and it's taken a little bit of time to grab me, but now that I've met a bunch of people and I'm actually doing some side quests on Nexus, and you know I've got a couple quests to go down to somewhere and do a couple quests for some scientists. I feel like once I start getting more into the meat of it, it's gonna start grabbing me more, and I'm kind of excited. But there's a lot of games coming out next week that I need to play, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Is that Destiny 2 by any chance? I'm hearing on
no, that's
your
2
breast.
weeks away, sir. That's the 6th.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. That is everything else gets pushed off once Destiny 2 comes out, and I really hope it's good. Because if not, it will be, and whatever episode comes after that will just be a lot of me dejectedly crying.
I know you have limited time to play.
Yes.
Do me a small favor when you first start exploring the universe of Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm.
Don't skip the animation. Just don't skip it, and then...
Why are you still ready
have you been
to...
skipping it?
Why are you still ready to die on this
animation.
hill?
Wait, no, wait. Have you been skipping the animation?
I haven't seen the animation.
No, he hasn't left the Nexus.
I haven't been
on-
off the Nexus yet.
No, he hasn't got...
It's like 10 seconds.
10 seconds that many times, though. That's ridiculous. I bet you Boston skips it within the first 5.
Here? Jesus.
So the other game I played this week, fair warning for anybody that's listening to the show, I'm going to talk about Puzzle Arcade. I have not played Puzzle Arcade.
Oh,
if
no.
you're sick of us hearing about, if you're sick of us talking about Puzzle Arcade, just move on to the next segment.
Is this PC? No.
What's up? No, it's
this
unfortunately not. Because if it was,
Oh,
then
okay.
I put my PS4 controller somewhere else. There was a flash sale on PSN this week where a bunch of stuff was like 50 to 75% off. And I was looking through, and a lot of this stuff was smaller downloadable titles that I either I had already or I wasn't really interested in. So I ran into this game called Puzzle Showdown 4K.
What?
And the trailer unfortunately started off with a bunch of multiplayer puzzling. I was like, well, maybe I'm not gonna. And then it worked into, we have like 500 puzzles and they're all in 4K, and the game was $4. And I said, for $4, let's try it. Let's see if this can recapture part of the magic of Puzzle Arcade. Long story short, it tries, but it doesn't get that magic that Puzzle Arcade had, and I know specifically why. So
It's the music.
I haven't played it with the music on, so I'm not sure. The music in Puzzle Arcade was really good. It makes one cardinal mistake, and this game is a budget title. Like, all of it, just like all the pictures are like public use. You know, it's not. It's very clearly a very small indie studio made this for very cheap. So, that's fine. I'm not gonna beat them up on anything. The cardinal mistake that this game makes is when you pick a puzzle, you get 3 options for how to display the grid. One is no display. The other one is outline of the pieces, so you can see piece outlines through the grid. And the other one is basically a faded version of the picture is overlaid in the background.
Oh no.
And I thought both of those options were too easy. So
Let's just feel a little bit.
So I said, well, I don't want to do anything. Because I don't, not that it's cheating, but it sounds a little bit too much like it would make it a little too easy. So I said, okay, let's not do anything. The cardinal problem that this game makes that Puzzle Arcade did not is it only gives you a selection of 5 pieces at a time to put on the board.
Wait.
It only gives you a selection of 5 pieces at a time to put on the board.
Are you serious?
Horrendous.
It's not that bad when you're playing with the faded version of the image in the background, because you can line it up and you can put it down. But when you're playing with nothing, the strength of Puzzle Arcade was opening that giant glowing circle and dragging everything that wasn't an edge piece off, and then figuring out what the edge pieces are, and then slowly picking, like you do when you put a physical puzzle together, slowly picking through and being like, okay, cool. This is a part of the black piece, and which means it goes down there and it hooks to this. Okay, and you start building pieces of the puzzle and start putting those pieces together into the larger picture of the puzzle, and then eventually you only have like 4 pieces left, and then you put them together. They tried to avoid that by giving you all 5 of the pieces that are available, once you've put some pieces down, are gonna either be pretty obvious where they go, or they're gonna hook into one of the others you already put on the board. But I feel like that's missing the point. The point of why Puzzle Arcade was so popular and so successful for us was because it was a digital equivalent of building a puzzle. And I don't think I realized that until I played this. When you don't get the freedom of, all right, push all this stuff to the side, push all the border pieces to this side, and then start building a puzzle the same way you would build a physical puzzle. And I think when you remove that analog between building a physical puzzle and building a digital one, I think it falls apart.
Yeah, it's not the ideal words to use for this, but for lack of a better term, it feels like cheating.
Yeah, it feels a little bit too much like... It's,
like an arcade game?
No, it feels different, because like what Puzzle Arcade would do is you had the picture of the board that you could expand, like you would sit there and look at the top...
The box.
The top cover of the box. It replicated that really well. But when you have the picture there, it's sort of just lining up the piece and putting it on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you don't have any of the picture in the background or the outlines, you're taking away too much information. That when the game treats puzzle building like Tetris, where it's like, well, here's the 5 pieces you have. It doesn't jive between the two of those, and it's a real disappointment because the pictures they have are cool. You can go all the way up to 525 pieces for a puzzle, so you can get some really big puzzles, but doing 512 pieces, 5 pieces at a time, is not something I want to be there for.
See, that's funny because you say that because I was doing 1,200 piece puzzles,
especially those fractal puzzles.
Yeah, the fractals were insane.
Yeah,
and not counting the fractal puzzles where you're taking each puzzle piece and break that up into another dozen-piece puzzle.
Yeah.
But no, like doing the 1,200 piece where the advanced mode, where it literally like just someone dumped a box out.
Yep.
And pieces were upside down, turned around, nothing was the right way.
Yep.
Oh
it's taking you like days to work through it.
It was like 192 hours.
Yeah.
To do a puzzle.
And I
loved it. I literally enjoyed that.
And part of me is happy that I played this. It makes me appreciate that Puzzle Arcade wasn't a fluke. It was a surprisingly well-designed game for something that seems simple to design. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to build a puzzle, but when it's something that's done wrong, it's like a 16-bit platformer. When that precision for jumping and shooting and all that isn't there, it falls apart really quickly because you don't have that sort of precision. When you have a puzzle game that doesn't translate the physical experience into the game, the whole thing kind of falls apart pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So it makes me appreciate Puzzle Arcade way more, and it really makes me wish someone would put out Puzzle Arcade 4K.
Yeah, Puzzle Arcade might have been... It was just like everything that was right with the Williams collection.
Yeah.
Like, it had this intangible fact that the physics and the mechanics were so right.
Yeah.
Is why that was successful. Because you would think a pinball game would be easy. But how many pinball games have we played that have just been wrong?
Yeah,
like
that's actually...
ball physics isn't right.
That's actually a really good analogy, because the Williams Arcade and all the Puzzle Arcade stuff they've done, or all the Pinball Arcade stuff they've done since then, it's all felt right. You know, we never clicked with Pinball FX.
I did.
Yeah, those, for Knobs and I, those never felt right, and for a lot of people they did. But, you know, it makes me really miss Puzzle Arcade, and it's there was something about it, and I think there would still be something about it that, you know, you can't even, a lot of times puzzle games don't work, like jigsaw puzzle games don't work on tablets, you know, for the same reason. for whoever made Puzzle Arcade, just they figured it out. Just shockingly, and just made and did like the fractal puzzles. That was never even a thought in my mind. That was genius.
That would be a thing.
Yeah, building small puzzles to build a bigger puzzle to build a puzzle.
Yeah,
so good. So, yeah, I didn't think I'd spend probably the last 5-10 minutes talking about jigsaw puzzle games, but here we are, and someone needs to make a new Puzzle Arcade, because we would, three of us, you'd have 3 sales real quick.
I would play it in a heartbeat.
For hundreds of hours.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's all I played this week, so let's take a break.
Awesome. I'm really gonna use the bathroom.
Pyrotech03 in chat. Sorry I delayed here. I wanted to... You can go, Nobs.
Oh, okay. Was I right?
Yeah, part of it. Sorry I delayed answering your question here, but I wanted to finish up the segment. Can you share your setup? I've been trying to get 4-person cast up, but capturing everyone's video has been a problem for me. Thanks in advance. So I do use XSplit. You could probably get this done with OBS Studio as well. So basically, let me see. Hold on the stream. Let me see if I can change. All right.
If you break this fucking stream,
no.
After
you're still good. So if anyone's watching the live stream, you're looking at the right monitor here on my desktop. The left monitor is just recording in the XSplit window. What I do is here's our show notes. This Skype window, basically what I do is I capture a portion of the screen. I basically just capture this rectangle right here, and then let's go back to our TVGP over here, and then I place it down here. Well, I place it down where Knobs and Moon are, and then that's Moon. Then I have 2 webcams. One is for the video you're seeing, this one, and the other one goes to Skype, so the 2 of them can see me. Basically, all I do is I capture that screen area and I put it down in the bottom area of the broadcast here in XSplit, and it should work. If you're looking to capture 4 people. If you want to do it the same way, you should be able to capture 3 people. I think Skype will do that side by side. If you're using something different,
especially the new builds that they've put out for Skype, where it just does that. Like for you, because you've got it wider, it tiles us right next to each other. But I do the snap Skype to one side, so it's you and Knobs are tiled on top of each other with no breaks in the video.
I mean, the other option too is if the other people on the show don't have a lot of background noise, you could do the thing where Skype, Google Hangouts does this as well, where it only focuses on the person who's currently speaking. Then it can be way bigger.
Yeah, you can. That's what happens when you get the mini video as well, doesn't it? Like when you use the mini video, that's what shows up. Is this tiny little portion here is the section of whoever's talking,
and then this chat portion over here is just the Restream chat client for Windows. I just capture that desktop area as well, and then the TVGP logo that's down here is just a PNG I feed into XSplit. So it's pretty easy to set up, but the majority of the time that you're going to spend with it is going to be trying to figure out how to get everything organized so you can get the most out of the screen real estate that you have. I'm broadcasting in 1080p 60 frames, so I have the 1080 real estate there. You're going to spend the most time trying to organize everything so you can get all the info you want on there and display everything in a way that makes sense and makes everything as big as possible.
Yep.
The biggest thing I can recommend is just if you want to try your live stream setup, if you're using something like XSplit and OBS, you can change how your live stream looks while you're broadcasting.
Which you've just done.
Yeah, which I just did when I switched to another scene. You know, you can just live stream and just play around with it while you're live streaming. I'd recommend that to see sort of, you know, what does it look like on your machine, and then fire up Twitch or YouTube and see what that looks like over on the other side. So hopefully it helped. It's sort of a lot of info, and it's sort of a lot of pain in the ass to set up. But once you have it set up, you know, I've a scene for T-Bomb R, TVGP, Pup, and capture both my monitors for Hanging with Mr. Boston, which, if you're not a patron, will be happening later tonight. Hang with Mr. Boston. You hang out with me and chat while I edit the shows.
Thank you for the reminder, by the way.
Yeah. Go become a patron. Help me pay for the show.
I tried to download it earlier, but my phone doesn't have enough space to...
Oh, you can just use the web client. The web client's pretty good. Just like fire it up in Chrome.
My laptop was otherwise engaged with updating itself at the time, and then I forgot. I was just listening to music again.
Yeah. So yeah, the thing I'd recommend with XSplit as well, XSplit is fine. Don't use OBS. Use OBS Studio. OBS is deprecated. OBS Studio is the new version. I would recommend starting with that first. It's actually really full-featured, and it's a good program. I would start with that, and if that meets your needs, I would use that. If it doesn't, or if you're having problems getting it to work, XSplit has largely been rock solid, you know, as long as you update your video drivers and don't be a dummy like me. How
many versions again?
30. No big deal. With NVIDIA, they skip, like... There's still no excuse, but... you know, then you can try the free trial of XSplit and see if that works for you.
We've got a luminous whiteboard, or a luminous blackboard here.
Nice.
And it's got the move checklist on it, which is the list of shit we needed to do when moving into this place about 4 months ago.
That's a good time.
Oh, boss, you got a haircut.
I did.
Looks nice.
Thank you. I really hate going to get a haircut.
Clearly, I do too.
It's not even like someone asked me on Discord, is it the small talk? I don't mind small talk anymore. I really hate when I go in and they're like, "Oh, your hair's really long," and I was like, "Oh yeah, you know, it grows fast." And they go, "Oh,
it grows like a weed. I just want to stab with the shears."
And it's like, and they're like, "Well, how long has it been since you got your haircut?" And I was like, God, I don't 7 months. And they were like, "Why so long?" And I was like,
because I fucking hate coming here.
Well, and I was like that's the thing I hate.
Because of this conversation.
I hate the 20 questions about why is your hair so long. Like it's so long, and I told her, I was like, well, I'm a stay-at-home dad, and like I don't get a lot of time to myself, and I can't really bring a 9-month-old to the frickin' that hair cutting place to, you know, have her sit in my lap while someone's cutting my hair. So she says, "Oh, this guy over here is a stay-at-home dad too. It's the dude behind her that's cutting hair." And I'm like,
well, clearly he's not a fucking stay-at-home dad if he's cutting hair.
I was like, he might be like a part-time stay-at-home dad, but I'm talking about like my wife works a lot and is gone for most of the day, and I'm like a full-time stay-at-home dad. Like, I'm not discounting what he's doing or his challenges, but like we're talking about a little bit of different degrees here. Also, my kid is 9 months old. It's not like she's 2 or 3 and she can just sort of like sit in a chair and entertain herself. Like,
my favorite one of those conversations was just before I got married. I had my hair cut for the first time in 2.5 years.
Nice.
And my hair was giant afro hair because it was humidity temperature over here.
Yeah.
So I literally walked in. I had a fucking... I can't remember what they're called, an Alice band on, because anytime my hair gets that long, I just Alice band it because I can't be fucked with, trying to keep it straight. And I walk in, they see the Alice band, and like, "You got an appointment?" "No." "Take a seat, we'll see you in a minute." Take the Alice band off on my hair, just went, boom. And they were just like, "How long has it been?" I was like, "I don't know, 2 years." "Why so long?" "Because I don't like getting my hair cut." And then they immediately stopped asking me questions.
Yeah.
I was just like, "I don't like getting it cut."
No, all right. So I think last time I got my haircut was for your wedding.
Yep.
And the time before that, because cause I've been going to the same barbershop since I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
And I usually go in they laugh because I call it a quarterly. Like every 4 months, I go in there and get my hair cut.
Yeah.
And usually it is like, because my hair is real thick.
Yeah, mine is too.
Like right now, like I got it all greased up with coconut oil.
Coconut juice.
Keep it tight. It smells nice.
Yeah.
I smell like coconuts. So the time before that, like I got probably one of the best haircuts I ever had. And it was nice, it was tight, just like all my hair was just went right where it's supposed to. I'm like, awesome. Went back to this one, went to the new guy, and he was apparently someone I went to high school with.
Oh wow.
And so we're talking about that stuff, and he's like, I really don't want to mess it up. And man, that was hands down probably the worst haircuts I ever had. So bad, I berated a 2-year-old about never getting a haircut ever again. A toddler about never getting a haircut. You should never get a bad haircut, you know. And I haven't had my haircut since.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly pleased with this one, but at this point I don't fucking care because normally I have it longer on the top and shorter on the sides. But at this point, I don't fucking care. I cycle 6 miles a day, so less weight on my head for the sweat to come pouring out of is fine by me.
Yeah.
But on top of that, like I am always in a hat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I literally just tie it up, put it under my ball cap, and
get to working.
Yeah. So what I was laughing about earlier is how weird my playlist is.
Yeah.
Because I just, my mix. I just hit my mix and just let it roll. So it went from Spaceman, which I think is like P-Flux or whatever it is, some weird dubstep thing. Goes from that into Jungle, Busy Earnin'. From that, it moved into... Hold on, I gotta scroll up now because it was a weird trip. Went from Pyramid, See You on the Other Side, which is the drug scene from We Are Your Friends.
Oh yeah, nice.
That really good song.
That's a good track.
To Macklemore, Thrift Shopping. To Randy Newman, Burn On, Big River, Burn On.
Oh my god. What program are you using?
It's YouTube.
Oh, it's just YouTube? Okay.
So then that moves from that into Vanilla Fudge, You Gotta Keep On Hanging On. Wait around for me. Why don't you, babe? Like... Oh, man. That's so weird. Oh, and guess what's coming up next? Shipping Off to Boston. Or Shipping Up to Boston by the Dropkick Murphys.
Good times. That's
followed up by Dippy Sound by DJ Fresh versus J-Fay featuring Miss Dynamite. It's a really cool video. I love that video. It's really good.
So, you know how Microsoft has that backwards compatibility forum where you get to vote on games you want to see go backwards compatible? I looked up Puzzle Arcade and it has 385 votes, and I'm like, that's really good. That seems really good. So let's look at what the first one is. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 185,000. So...
Well, of course,
no.
The rubes vote for Call of Duty because they're not happy with the Call of Duty they get every fucking year. It's the same fucking
like
game.
Puzzle Arcade. Any games like Puzzlecraft? No.
Oh, Puzzlecraft was actually, not gonna lie, Puzzlecraft was genuinely fun phone game I played.
Games like, quote, Puzzle Arcade, unquote.
Puzzlecraft was a match 3 game, but it had the clicker system built into it too.
Oh no!
Where you'd play a match 3 and then you'd use those. It's match 3 with farm stuff, so it's like wheat and carrots and stuff like that. And then you use every time you completed the level, you got those resources to upgrade your farm.
What the fuck is this website smoking? 50 games like Puzzle Arcade, Jackbox Party Pack 2.
Fuck off.
Tetris Ultimate, Frozen Freefall Snowball Fight, Trine 2. What?
What?
So basically, they've taken the name Puzzle and the name Arcade and just generated a bullshit list based on arcade games
Brothers,
and puzzle
A Tale
games.
of Two Sons. Badland.
Fucking hell.
No.
None of these are anything like that.
I really want a new Puzzle Arcade.
Now that you fucking talked about this, so do I. I need to find a power fucking...
Is it backwards compatible?
No.
No. I need to find a power brick for my 360 so I can play it.
I'm sure I've got one laying around here.
I can bet there's something about it that's hard to emulate. Like, it's one of those games where it's like, it would take somebody 5 more days than it's worth, and it just... The juice isn't worth the squeeze on that one.
Hashtag where my skull at.
Hashtag hit that ramp 50.
I still love that, by the way.
Song.
I fucking love the fact that anytime Major Nelson fucking posts about new backwards compatible stuff, all of the No Quarters crew tweet him with hashtag where's my skull at.
Come on, you're from Cleveland. You love this song too.
What is it?
Burn On Big River by Randy Newman.
Oh, of course.
City of Cleveland. City of Magic.
Man, Puzzle Arcade was only $10. 150 megs. Those were
I
the
missed that
days.
fucking game.
Yeah, I wish...
You know what's funny? Before I got into the deciding whether or not I want to buy a new fucking TV, which I do, I went onto the game store and looked at all games that have come out recently and all games that are coming out soon to see if I wanted to pre-order anything. Fucking nothing grabbed me.
Yeah.
Nothing. And that includes like Destiny 2 and all the other kind of stuff as well, like all the multi-platform stuff. Just nothing about it is sang to me about you need to pay. You can pick me up now and play me later.
Right.
Not a single one of them. Like, I didn't get the urge to actually click buy on anything.
Yeah, the rest of the year doesn't have a ton of stuff coming out. Not like really big titles. Destiny 2 is big for me, but that's about it.
Well, I mean, nothing. Like, I was really hoping Agents of Mayhem was going to be good.
Yeah.
What was that other game that came out recently that was supposed to be really good? Lawbreakers?
Yeah, even looking at that game, I'm not interested.
I think, isn't that PC only right now?
Yeah, but it's coming out on console soon, I thought. Like, once the beta's done?
Yeah, well, Fortnite's in a year-long beta right now, so...
oh, well, Dragon Ball Fighters is coming out later this year, right?
No, that's next year.
Of course it is. Forza
It's
7
February.
is coming out. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. What else do we have? A Shadow of War, which is...
Is that next year or this year?
October 10th this year.
See,
I'm just looking
I
at
saw
stuff
that
this
one.
year.
That one was one I'm interested in, but I've kind of...
I don't know. It could be
It's
good.
it probably will be good, but my biggest problem is I need smaller games right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm fed up of playing 5 open world games at once.
Yeah.
Like, and trying to beat one of them. Like, I started Dying Light, which was probably a mistake when I've still got so many other open world games on my plate, but I needed something different. And Dying Light, yeah, it's an open world game, but it is a different gameplay mechanic.
South Park is coming out October 17th, which I'm still on the fence on that one.
Oh, I hope it's good.
Which one are you on the fence on?
South Park.
Fractured Butthole.
Obsidian's not making it, so I'm a little more hesitant.
You know, as bad. I mean, the first one could have been horrendous, and they pulled that one out of the fire.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're gonna do without Obsidian. I always keep forgetting Assassin's Creed Origins is coming out at the end of October.
I'm waiting and seeing on that.
Yeah.
As much as the trailer that the stuff they showed at E3 was cool, it also looked like another fucking Assassin's Creed game. So
Yeah.
until I know where it stands, it took me 3 years to complete. Not Syndicate, the one before.
Unity.
Yes, and then it took me like a good solid 6 months of playing nothing but Syndicate to get that completed.
I also forgot Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 is coming out this year. Hopefully that's good.
I love my Lego games, but I refuse to pay $60 for them anymore.
Yeah, I don't... 40 is the max I'll go, and that's for a game that's really good. I'm usually around the $30 or rent it from Gamefly. Speaking of Gamefly, what is coming next for me? Since I just returned something. Q.
What did you...
Horizon Zero Dawn or Neo?
Ooh.
So, Dark Souls...
I gotta get back on Neo.
I really don't have time for Neo right now. What should I put there instead? We can do Lego Avengers.
I like that one. Wait.
Dirt Rally.
No. You know Dirt Rally is one you're going to want to sit down and put some solid time into.
Yeah. Homefront the Revolution.
There you go.
That might go in there.
There's your solution.
I don't want to play GTA 5 right now. I'll remove Injustice 2. Locke's Quest? I might do that.
Why does that ring a bell?
It came out for the DS, and they ported it to PS4.
Okay.
It's made by somebody famous.
What is this?
Locke's Quest was made by... Oh, Nordic Games ported it. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Was it a THQ game?
Fifth Cell. The
I know
Drawn
that
to
name.
Life people.
Okay, that's why I know that game.
Yeah. I don't have a ton else that's in here that I'm really looking forward to. Some visual novels, but I don't know if I feel like playing one of those right now. Quantum Break.
This video is so strange.
I don't know if I want to burn through Quantum Break right now, though.
It's not that long.
No, it's not that long.
Was it 8
I
to
think
10?
you'll enjoy it.
It's 6 to 8.
I'm going to drag that instead of Neo. That'll go in the second slot. I really want to play Horizon Zero Dawn and talk about it during Top 10. But if that doesn't... That's medium availability, and Quantum Break is available now, so... I could get behind that. Battlefield 1 I still have in here, but I don't feel like playing that right now. Berserk, I'll save that for later.
That's another fucking 6 to 10 as well.
Mad Max, I don't want to put the time into that right now.
No, that is a fucking 20 to 50.
Yeah, that's a haul. Ukulele, I don't feel like playing that. The Crash Collection, that might not be bad. I'd go for like a challenging platformer. There
was a fucking game that I was super pumped and debating on pre-ordering and then just forgot it even existed. Fucking Ukulele.
Yeah, it didn't. It's supposed to not be great. Honestly.
But I own Rare Replay and I haven't loaded it up once.
Rare Replay is really great for playing every game for a couple of minutes. But like,
it reminds me of the Sega Genesis collection.
I played the Sega Genesis collection a lot, though. I felt like the games that were in the Sega Genesis collection were better than the games that were in the Rare Replay, because a lot of Rare's games, they don't have the Donkey Kong Country games, of course. So you're kind of missing 3 tentpole games. So a lot
they don't
of them
have Gold Knight.
Are like NES back to ZX Spectrum stuff, and then original Xbox and 360. It's like there's that giant gap of please forget the Super NES games we made. Don't worry about those.
My favorite thing on that list though is they have Blastcore in there.
Yeah.
And I probably picked it up. I think when I picked it up, it was the launch offer where it was like I think it was £15 in England instead of like 25 or something.
Yeah.
So when I picked it up, it was like Blastcore is worth that to me.
You know, honestly, for me, it was worth Viva Pinata. That game is still great.
I still have my disc for that and the second one.
Yeah.
I need them to re-release the Midway collections.
Yeah.
Man, I could totally go to Total Carnage.
Yeah. Yeah, instead we're getting Atari collections again.
I was never a big Midway guy.
Oh, I'm sure you were. You just don't remember the games.
Yeah, Midway put out
like
a lot
I would
of
love
stuff.
to get another one of the Double Impact, man. The Magic Sword and Fatal Fury.
Man, I was so happy Magic Sword came out. That was one of my favorite Super NES games, and nobody played it.
That was one of my favorite arcade games.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember, I was supposed to be watching my friend play indoor soccer, and I was beating Magic Sword in the arcade.
All right, Moon. Here's a list of Midway's games. Let's pill out the ones you might know. Area 51.
Heard of it, never played it.
Cruising USA.
Unless you're talking about the Area 51, which was the Aerosmith light gun game. I played that one.
They also made that, yeah. The Cruising USA and related games.
San Francisco Rush was the only one like that I know of. I don't know if that was Midway or not.
They did make that. Yep. Gauntlet Legends and Gauntlet Dark Legacy.
Nope.
You've played Galaga and Galaxian and all those games.
Nope.
What? Okay.
Which one's which?
They're all sort of the same.
Because keep in mind, English a lot smaller of an arcade scene in England. We were all about the Spectrums and the Amstrads and stuff like that.
I bet it came out on ZX Spectrum.
This is the one they need to re-release.
Yeah, the arcade classics.
Alright, so you had Spy Hunter, Defender 1 and 2, Gauntlet, the original Gauntlet.
I've played every game in that game.
Joust 1, 2, Paperboy, Rampage.
Is that a 360 game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played every game in that because I've got full gamer score in that.
It's an Xbox One game.
Oh, right, that one. They came out with...
Okay.
Oh, they had one on Xbox Live Arcade.
Well, I've played a 360 Midway collection, I think.
There was one on Xbox Live Arcade.
Road Blaster, Rampart, Sin Star, Super Sprint, Marble Madness, 720. Oh,
Marble Madness I've played, but I played that on the Spectrum.
Flat, Satan's Hollows, Vindicator, Total Carnage.
Here we go, Moon. Here's two series that you've played: Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam.
Smash TV.
Okay, shall we talk about this? The only Mortal Kombat I've played is Mortal Kombat 9.
That's a good game.
Yep, and the only NBA Jam game I've ever played is none of them.
That's a shame. Those were good. Ready to Rumble Boxing? It's one of the last games they put out.
Dreamcast games? Never played them.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, they put out pinball machines.
What about Root Beer Tapper? You never played Root Beer Tapper?
Nope.
What was the original title of that? Budweiser Tapper?
Yeah, it was like Beer Tapper, I think it was.
Let's look here. Oh, it was just called Tapper. Put out a pinball machine.
What about, you never played NFL Blitz?
Nope.
That game needs to make a comeback.
I've never played any of the Blitz games. I've never played any of the Jam games. I played my NBA games when I first was introduced to them was Street, because it's NBA. It's an American sport.
Yeah,
it's close. But how is NBA Jam like not? Man, what about what was it, Rivals?
Yeah,
it was awesome to do with the green mohawk.
All right, let me close. Arch Rivals.
I don't even know what that is.
As soon as you said Green Mohawk, I saw that side panel art for the arcade machine with that dude with the green mohawk. Was he punching someone?
Oh yeah,
like uppercutting someone while they're playing basketball.
Yeah, it was like the big uppercut.
Yeah, man, arcades. All right, I'll close that Wikipedia page, so I think we're done with that. I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow, we have been recording forever.
Yes, we have.
Well, that's what happens when we get distracted. Hey, at least it wasn't food this time.
Yeah, that's true.
Pause. Yeah, the strike games are great too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one I played. Jungle Strike.
There you go. Great game.
All right. Ready?
Ready.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for August 28th. Labor Day's coming up, folks, for 2017. Yeah. Ark Survival Evolved for the PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
Hold on. Wait, hold on.
Been in early access for the last decade, I think, and this is the boxed version of Ark is coming out.
Oh, wow. I wonder if it will finally come out of early access so I can not buy that game then either because I hate their business practices. Carry on, Knobs.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's Golf for PlayStation 4. A la Hot Shots Golf.
Yeah, what used to be Hot Shots Golf, they've brought the Japanese title of this game over. It looks like it's the same deceptively hard Hot Shots Golf, except you can play a multiplayer version where there's a lobby where you're sort of wandering around like a clubhouse and stuff. So it seems like it could be pretty good.
Be like 2K's cribs.
I was thinking PlayStation Golf Home.
Oh man,
beta.
We don't talk about PlayStation Home.
Oh man, remember that from NFL 2K2? Or no, 2K13 or 2K12. Yeah. It was one of the 2K games where you get to deck out your football crib and play air hockey and paper football.
So bad.
It's so awesome in the best way. All right, Recore, the definitive edition for the Xbox One and PC.
It's probably still not going to run great on Xbox One.
Yeah.
And you skipped one by accident.
I was getting there.
Okay.
Because I just realized I was going to roll with it, but thanks for
calling you out. Putting it on the floor.
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle for the NES.
Wait, for the what?
For the Switch.
Oh, for the Switch.
This game looks really good in a way that I wouldn't have expected. I didn't think
it's XCOM.
Yeah, I didn't think Ubisoft would make a Mario XCOM game with guns, but here we are.
Yeah, there it is. Now I remember. I'm trying to figure out where I left off. Sonic Mania for the PC.
Got delayed a little bit, but I bet it looks. I bet it runs and looks pretty nice there.
Probably a lot better on a smaller format for me.
Yeah.
Windjammers for the PlayStation 4 and PC. What is that?
I really
really.
I wish Windjammers came out. I wish we had a version of Windjammers in college. This is like the perfect.
Yeah.
Knobs and I would have played this a lot because it's competitive with a small number of characters. If you're a fan of Giant Bomb, you've seen them play this game for about the last 4 years. Windjammers is great.
I honestly couldn't think of a more knobs game than Windjammers.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's basically a 1v1. It came out on the Neo Geo. It's like a 1v1
NBA Jam with Frisbee. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
How do I get Frisbee out of whatchamacallit, out of Windjammers?
The name is nonsense. It's a Neo Geo game, so the name doesn't really mean anything. Except for Samurai Showdown, because there were
is this
samurais.
an ACA game?
Maybe?
I think it is.
The original Flying Disc game returns on a PlayStation.
There it is.
Yeah. It's...
Alright, yes, this is totally me.
Yes.
It's a perfect couch co-op game. I don't think it would work super well online.
I know there was a whole bunch of talk about them working with the French Windjammers community, which is apparently super elite.
Yes,
about getting the online working. But we'll see. Yeah. I'll wait and see what they say on that before I even think about picking it up, and I'll have to pick up a PlayStation first.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes. Yes. Alright, I would be all in for that. Release on the Xbox One, and we can play it. Alright. Yakuza Kiwami for the PlayStation 4.
I have this.
There you go.
I have this pre-ordered. It is only $30, and it looks really good. And they just announced they're remaking Yakuza 2. So just start working through all of them. I want to play all of them now.
Mm-hmm. Is this the remake of the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can. I've said it. I've said it before. Maybe not on this show, but you can either start with Yakuza 0, which I know is really good, or you can start with Yakuza Kiwami, which I've heard is really good.
And was Yakuza 0 take place before?
It takes place
Kiwami?
10 years before Kiwami, something like that.
Well, that's coming to me in the mail, so.
Yeah. Steelbook hotness.
That's right.
Yeah.
Alright, Life is Strange Before the Storm, Episode 1 for the PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
I have this pre-ordered, so I will report back next week.
Yeah, let me know.
So, here's the thing. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to... It's hard to play a game like this. I rediscovered this by playing Batman.
Yeah.
Telltale Batman. It's... it's so hard to play an episodic game like that.
Yeah, I mean,
except for Don't Nod will actually stick to a release schedule, so it might not be as bad.
But
Yeah,
that's
except
the
it's
problem.
not
This
them.
isn't Don't Nod.
Yeah, it's not them this time.
Well,
So it's only 3 episodes, so I feel a little bit better about it. And I bought the deluxe edition, so it comes with a bonus episode where you play as Max again.
and a cloth map.
Well, that'd be awesome. Cloth map of, what was it, Arcadia Bay?
Arcadia Bay.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, so I'm cautiously excited about it. You know, I think I can look beyond the voice actor change once I sort of settle into it.
Hold on, who got changed?
Chloe. Hold on, I
Oh, so
gotta close this window.
okay, so the Ashley who I got confused with is no longer
Yeah.
that.
Apparently because of the voice actor strike. She couldn't work on the game because she's part of the strike.
Yeah.
So the new voice actor they picked up sounds fine. It just doesn't sound like Chloe, and Chloe's the main character. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm just not sure if I'm sold on it being a story that needs to be told.
Yeah.
You know,
I am completely out on this. I was really hyped when I saw the trailer for it at E3, and then it's like, oh, it's not Don't Nod. It's not the same team. It's a prequel, which immediately turns me off from it. I'm just not interested in a prequel.
yeah.
So,
Well, find out next week what I think.
There's plenty of bays in this world. They could have found another one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Surely there's a East Coast bay we could have found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to news story. Ex-Valve writer Mark Laidlaw posts the Half-Life 2 Episode 3 plot. Basically, what seems to have happened is that the NDA for Half-Life 2 Episode 3 has expired. So he basically put out the plot for that game as a letter from Gordon Freeman to somebody describing the whole plot for the game.
That's genius.
That game would have been really good. So two things are a bummer. One is it sounded like that plot was gonna be really good, so it's just a shame we didn't get it. 2, I think this is kind of the final nail in the coffin for Half-Life, I guess in
Episode 3.
general.
Yeah, I think so. I think, to be honest, I think that series is done. It's been done for years, but Valve being Valve are the king of trolls. Like when, I think it was last year, they had a meeting at some place, and it was like on the 3rd of March, so it was 3/3, and they booked the appointment for 3 p.m.
Yeah.
And everybody jumped to the same conclusion. It's like, no, this is Valve talking about Dota. This isn't Half-Life. This
Yeah.
is Dota news.
And I think the good thing about this announcement is I think even the most faithful of Half-Life fans can look at this and say, yeah, that's probably it. That's probably the death rattle for Half-Life.
Stranger things have happened.
Sure. I mean, one great thing is someone started a game jam that I think finishes in about 2 months that said, take this plot that he posted and make a Half-Life game out of it. So,
Oh, wow.
Just don't call Half-Life.
yeah, they're calling it, in the letter, he called it Epistle 3 instead of Episode 3. So they're calling it the Epistle 3 Game Jam.
Nice.
So in 2 months, hopefully we'll see some really crazy Arctic expedition ship time traveling stuff with G-Man.
Do that in the whatchamacallit, the level editor that they have for Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Would be the best ironical thing they could do with it.
I think the thing that is the most unfortunate is the tie-in that they had to tie Half-Life back to Portal. That we won't. Can you guys hear that in the background, by the way?
A little bit.
Someone vacuuming?
No, it's someone, of course,
Mowing
doing
the
some
lawn.
yard work.
Sounds like a blower.
Yeah, probably. Sorry for anyone that can hear on the audio. I can't get up right now. I think the most unfortunate thing is they were tying that back into Portal, and I think not having that is a bummer. That could have been a cool little part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. We'll wait. We'll see. Give it 15, 20 years. Wait until the Dota money drops off, and then all of a sudden, here we go.
Dude,
There's
Valve
Half-Life
is
3.
screwing up Steam so badly. I don't think we'll have a Valve in 15 or 20 years. If we do, we won't have a Steam that Valve is running anymore.
So what do we do with all that money we've invested in this stupid thing?
Yeah, I think at some point they just turn the servers around and say like, "Hey man, you can re-download your games, but someone's gonna archive them." But you know.
Yeah, I think Gabe has come out himself. Like when they started getting pretty big, he was like, "Oh yeah, if we ever go out of business, we'll flip the switch like 2 weeks before."
Yeah, they have like
an
anti-kill switch, basically. Why are you doing your work?
Wind up right now.
Yeah.
Wing.
I shouldn't keep this window open, but there's such a nice breeze. Why would I not have? All right, moving on to questions. First up from Maximus Prime on Discord. Says, all right, so I got a question, and it's not going to be a surprise to anybody who's been on the Discord, heard me talking about Mass Effect Andromeda. I beat the game and absolutely loved it, gone through most of the side quests, and at this point sort of stalled out, and I set it down. But now I hit something I don't know if I've ever hit before. A complete loss of interest in any other game. I just want more of that game, and it's not going to come, so that brings me to my next question. Have any of you, I'm sure Boston has ever played through an RPG exclusively for months, only to beat it, find out that nothing else is interesting to play now, and what game was it? If so, how did you find your gaming mojo and keep gaming?
I can give you two straight off the bat.
Okay.
Number one, Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
That game is, in my opinion, I was talking about this with my wife a couple of days ago, that is the game of last generation to me.
Yeah.
That is the most perfect, flawless game that could come out during that time period.
I mean, it's no Puzzle Arcade, but it's okay.
No, it's no Puzzle Arcade. I think I ended up taking like a good week or two break from gaming after I beat that because I didn't want to play anything else.
Yeah.
And the other one for me was Dead Space 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Dead Space 2 was in my mind too.
It was one of those games that, just like Mass Effect 2, again, in my opinion, probably right up there for the game of the generation for last generation. Those two games are masterpieces of craft. They are so fantastically executed that it's difficult to then... I think I went from Dead Space 2, I think I went back and finished up Just Cause 1 because I just wanted something mindless to play that I didn't have to think about, because that's all I was thinking about was, holy crap, Dead Space 2 is still amazing.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh my god, I would probably have to go the Williams collection.
Yeah.
The Pinball Hall of Fame.
Yes, they are very consuming.
I don't think there's a game that has absorbed me that hard for that amount of time.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm scared to put it back in.
Well, and now
to know what Pandora's box that will open.
Do they have Pinball Arcade for Xbox One? I don't even remember.
They do, but it's really shoddy.
Oh, bummer.
The tables are in there, but they're priced too highly.
Yeah. Steam version's good.
The systems in there are a little broken on the consoles because that's something that studio apparently can't get right this time. If it's one thing, it's the other.
Yeah.
Well, it's also. I would agree with him with Mass Effect Andromeda. Like that game totally sucked me in to where I had to do everything.
You had 100+ hours in that thing, right?
In a matter of a week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I literally crushed that game, even with all its problems that the superfluous problems everyone complained about. Like that stuff really didn't affect the game,
which are actually all resolved now. Like I didn't talk about that in the first segment, but like there's none of that janky stuff is there anymore. They patched all that stuff out.
Yeah, but I kind of love open world jank.
Oh, totally.
Like,
yeah, Alpha Protocol. Jimbo points out one in chat, which is actually, I'm terrified of starting this game for that exact reason, which is The Witcher 3, because we have the gold edition, so I have all the DLC as well.
Boy.
And that game scares me.
That game's really good. I think for his question, he's asking like how can you get your gaming mojo back? I think it was the Hannah in Discord posted what my answer is basically play something small. Like play maybe a Telltale game, or like if you have a platformer that you haven't played yet, or some downloadable something. Play something that's not going to be this big sprawling open world. Like don't pop in, Nier Automata, or don't pop in an Assassin's Creed game. Go play something smaller that you can sort of blow through pretty quickly. Is that you need to switch gears completely.
For me, it's always a shooter. Like a first-person shooter will get my mind off of playing an open-world game.
Play this month's Game Club game, Shadow Warrior.
Shadow Warrior would be a great one. I would also wholly recommend Doom.
Yep.
Wolfenstein was going to be my suggestion. If you haven't played the 2 Wolfenstein games, there's 2 games there that are really awesome.
Yeah, another Wolfenstein's coming out early next year, I think. Yeah, like you need to totally switch gears to something else, and I think you need a palate cleanser, basically. And that's why I like the suggestion of maybe a shorter game. Sort of blow through a game for a couple of hours, finish it, and say, all right, now I played something different. Now I can get back to maybe a meatier game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stop playing
I'm thinking of another one. Yeah, that's hard things. You played a good game. Enjoy the ride while you're there, because it's rare anymore.
I mean, I'm having the same problem right now because I blew through Nier Automata pretty quickly, and that game is an understatement that it's pretty heavy. So when I finished that game, I was sort of like, all right, I need something that's really way different here.
Yeah.
Talk about the Mass Effect Andromeda, sort of, maybe correctly.
I mean, Nier Automata was like getting kicked in the teeth repeatedly.
For 40 hours. In a good way.
Yeah.
Kicking your teeth to help you. Second question and last question here from Discord from Lucian DC. Here's a question that's surely been asked before. Have you guys ever considered having a guest on the show? I've had an interest in doing a podcast for some time now. I just need to get my work schedule in order before I pull the trigger. Yeah, I mean, the hard part about this show is now that we have 3 people on the show, I feel like for the format for this show, adding a 4th person turns the calamity switch on. it just gets chaotic.
I invite people to listen. I can't remember how many episodes it was ago back, but it was a little bit when me and Nobs both went off on each other during one episode, and we were talking over each other, and our voices were raised. It was all friendly, but the whole time, if you watch the video version, Boston
were arguing about something.
Yeah, well,
some
Boston
game you were playing
the whole time. You can just see Boston in the video with just his head in his hands, being like, "Oh no, I gotta edit this."
I think it's a little hard for this show because I think putting a 4th person on here would make it a little bit chaotic. I think crosstalk would immediately be a problem, which drives me crazy in podcasts. And I think too, part of this show is that you can tune in every week and it's the 3 of us. So I think if Knobs is talking about not liking or liking a game, and you already know that you do or don't align with his tastes, then if Knobs not liking Injustice 2 means that you'll like Injustice 2, then you already know. Like, that's already something you know. If I'm talking about a JRPG that's really good and you like JRPGs, you already know that, okay, that's probably a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty important. So, at some point, one of us will have to be out, and, because life will happen, and somebody will come in. But
yeah, what are we going to do with that weekend I bring out your stuff?
Oh, we'll figure something out.
Both of you are in the shadow zone over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You gotta talk about some crosstalk.
Yeah, exactly. You two punching it out in the office over there.
So all of a sudden, Jess comes coming in from the flank and tackles me because I'm being too mean.
Gets a squirt bottle. Stop.
I'll probably hit over the head with a wine bottle, probably.
Yeah, we have lots of square bottles around the house.
Yeah.
Or just chucking shoes in the room at me.
Yeah. Keep it down in there. Alright, but that's all of our questions this week. Thank you everyone for writing in. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv, email us, tvgpfans@gmail.com, tweet us at tvgp, and everything else, including the Discord channel. Link is on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join us for our game night, Monday night, 10 p.m. EST on the Xbox One. If you have any ideas for a pregame, we'll only get to start at 9 bells if you're interested. If you can think of something to play, I kind of like Monday night fights. I mean, if we find a fighting game we all can jive with,
That'd
I'm
be
game
great.
for that. Get a little drop kick going.
Yeah.
Killer
Whatever.
Instinct is free on the Xbox.
I hate that game.
I know.
Play some dive kick. There you go. In and out real quick.
I don't know if I could handle trying to learn Killer Instinct because, again, it has the same weird. I'm a big thing with character models. I don't like the character models, and I'm not gonna enjoy watching those things move. Just
That's
like
fair.
watching the way DC and Mortal Kombat move his last 2 games.
Yeah.
But that's just a personal preference. I'd be totally down for some DOA.
There you go. Has a free trial.
Since I can't get a Arc System game on the Xbox, so.
Hey man, Dragon Ball Fighters is coming
There you
out
go.
soon.
Well, next February. That's
Looks so good.
months away. I'm trying not to watch the stuff on that game.
I know. I keep
Yep,
seeing
me
more
too.
clips, and it's like, oh man, that's Dragon Ball Z. Like they did it.
You saw the clip I sent you was like the guys from Team PowerStar clicked in the Senzu Bean clip,
Yeah.
and it's the best thing in the world.
Hopefully that's a DLC pack.
I really hope it's Senzu Bean.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's 10 p.m. EST. Come join us for our shenanigans. Hopefully we'll be up a little chipper because we've been kind of exhausted. Real life's been kicking us in the teeth for a while now.
Yeah.
Thursday Steam game night and Friday through the weekend. Just dude, don't be shy. If I'm online, if I'm watching a movie or anything, send me a message. 90%. There's a 90% chance I'll reply unless it's on Discord, which I cannot remember my login information.
Let me
so.
just correct that. If you see Knobs on Voodoo, there's like a 60% chance he'll reply because he might be napping.
That's fair.
Well, maybe. Well, there's also like a 33% chance that's not me watching Voodoo.
That's
True.
fair. I want to put a quick plug in here since Destiny 2 is coming out soon for the Destiny Clan, E1M1. If you're looking for some peeps to play Destiny with and explore the new clan features that are coming in Destiny 2, which look kind of cool, then put in a request, E1M1. If you listen to the show, you're welcome to join. And the app on my phone is not giving me notices, so don't be upset if I don't approve you for a couple days. This month's Game Club game is Shadow Warrior. It's pretty cheap and it's pretty good. So pick it up and play along with us. I need to start that. Become a patron. Patreon.com/E1M1. You get a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff, get some early access to some shows. Some other stuff is coming up soon once I finish the show notes for it. You know, there's some real good stuff coming up in the future. And watch a show on Twitch, E1M1 Network, YouTube, that video game podcast. Go subscribe and follow on both of those places. They will let you know when we go live, so you can come hang out with us. And we'll see you all next week.
Laters.
Bye.
I only have 2 titles. I don't know how many you have.
I've got like 4.
Okay. I already know which one I want for this week, so we'll see if you captured it.
Is yours going to be Captain 80%?
Yeah, absolutely. Captain 80%, because Knobs is like, this is just me, Captain 80%.
Literally, that's the first title I wrote down.
Yeah,
my other suggestions are not for large format. Reference central, but I couldn't help it. How do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah.
Kicking your teeth to help you, that's a late one. And my personal choice for it, just because the way you said it, is Ryder Senior is the worst.
Yeah. James says Knobs, Master of Trolls. That's pretty good too. The only other one I have, other than obviously Captain 80%, is Parachute Incident. I just liked how Knobs said that. I vote for Captain 80%. I think that's an incredible
I
title.
wish I could have like the visuals that was going on my head just trying to describe how your parachute buddy got zombified.
Chomped
Like
you.
just just watching it like the ripcord. Something you get strangled on the way down. You land on him. He breaks his leg and he's gnawing on your ankle. Like this whole scene is playing out.
You're wearing like a backpack and he's chewing on your neck.
You're running away and he's like like,
you're running away. You still have the parachute on you.
Yeah,
I can't get away.
Spoiler: it's nothing like that.
Bummer.
It's
maybe
disappointing.
Dying Light 2.
I'm out. I'm never playing it now.
All right,
I want a nasty parachutes.
3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 514 for August 28th, 2017. Captain 80%.
You're welcome, Kill Assist.
I'll take that 20.
All
Which
right,
that's not inaccurate, by the way.
Oh no, it's not.
Teamwork.
It's not.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you're a patron, keep an eye on the Patreon feed for the secret YouTube link for Hang with Mr. Boston. That'll happen in 5 to 6 hours, whenever the hell I can get my daughter to go to sleep. If you're a patron and you can't make it, the link I send is also the archive, the secret archive. So you can watch that too. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.